Hey, I bet I know why you're here. You love a good thrift haul, and I'm glad to hear it because I've compiled hours of my thrift hauls for you. And I hope you leave a comment to let me know what your favorite vintage or thrifted find has been recently. And enjoy the video, and I will see you very soon. Okay, Hillcrest did not disappoint. So let me show you what I found. $4, and tomorrow they're having half off the entire store, and I don't think we'll be back to this one, but we might go to a different one. So I loved this wire tray, and that was $4. And then a vintage purse, or vintage style. I'm not sure if it's actual vintage. It's extremely clean. Let's see what it says. Doesn't say on there. Okay, so that was $4, but super cute with the wood handle, and it's got actual sort of crewel embroidery on it, and a really cute belt. I'm always on the lookout for nice belts because they can be really expensive, and I love them when they have this kind of buckle on there, and that was $2. And what else? Oh, he wrapped it all up so nice, but now I have to undo it. Rob's gonna unwrap it and wrap it back up. First was this horseshoe trivet, and it's a good luck one, and it's Francoma pottery, and that was $4. Very cute, kind of a green brown. And this was a lot of pottery finds. I was really excited. This, for my bunny collectors out there, $4, studio pottery. Thought that was just really cute, especially once spring rolls around, or if you decorate with a lot of blue and white and you love bunnies, you might like that one. And this little hand-painted bank almost looks like Mexican pottery. I think it might be. This was $4, but I love the brown and cream together, and isn't he cute? And it's the kind that you would fill if you actually use it, and you would have to break it to get your money out. So I probably wouldn't put anything in it because he's so cute. And chinoiserie, which I absolutely love to find, but I usually don't in our area. So this was a really pretty dish, or sort of a longer bowl, and that was also $4, which I thought was a great deal. And there's a marking on it here. Don't know if you can see that. It's not in English, so I'm not sure where that comes from, but I really like the bowl. And again, for my bunny or rabbit lovers, these little terracotta little dishes, $3. There's a set of 4. These would be cute for coasters or just a little dish. And they have a bunny stamp on them. I haven't opened them, but I'm assuming it's bunnies all the way through. And then the last one, I found these little pottery plates. Or they could be coasters, or you could put a candle on them. I just thought they were really cute, and like a heavy terracotta pottery, sort of that garden style outdoor in. And go ahead and move that.
Could you pause, please?
Okay, next I found this gorgeous, I think maybe Rob spotted it first, but it's got hand wrapped wire on it, and it's sort of a robin egg, real light blue. And it was made in the Philippines, and that was $15, but it is big and heavy, and I just really loved it. And I was afraid to leave it and try to come back for it tomorrow because I'm afraid it would be gone. And then I found a couple of great things in the clothing. They had a lot of nice clothes. And this was $12,
I honestly do not think it's been worn at all. It's a Ralph Lauren and gorgeous, gorgeous black denim jacket. And you can see all the detail on it. It's just beautiful. I tried it on. It fits really nice. And look at the closures here. Just beautiful, high-end finishes on it. It's beautiful. How many times can I say beautiful? Okay. Beautiful. And then this heavy silver plate tray. I don't normally go for these, but this one was so heavy and so nice that, and it didn't have a price on it, and they took it in the back room and he brought it back out for $6. And you can see it's big and nice for the holidays, I would think. So I went ahead and got that. And the last one is a London Fog, which I was so excited to find because I know those are extremely well made. It looks like I may have to reinforce the buttons here a little bit, but no big deal. Nothing's coming off or anything. But it is in excellent condition. Doesn't look like it's been worn, or maybe worn once or something. But you can see the beautiful detailing on it. And look at this sleeve with that seam down and this velvet cuff sleeve. So stunning. And it was $8, and I can't even imagine how much it would cost new. It's fully lined. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So that was my haul.
Hey, I have a quick question for you. Have you ever thought about having your own YouTube channel? I'm creating a course for those that are 50 or above. Well, any age is really welcome, but those of us that have years of experience to share, or maybe a hobby or a passion that you want to share and make connection with others on YouTube, but maybe you haven't known where to start. So I'm creating this course to keep it very simple and just to get you up and rolling. And so I'm going to put a link here that you can follow, and you'll be on the waiting list to know when we launch, and you'll have first access to any sales or bonuses, which there surely will be when we launch. And also, just for getting on the waiting list, I'm going to send you my 5 biggest mistakes that I see new YouTubers make and how to avoid them to get you off to the right start. So follow the link and I'll see you over there. Okay, the first few things I'm going to show you are not necessarily styled where I'm going to put them, but I actually can't put these where I want them yet because these swan pictures, I'm not sure if they're prints or if they're watercolor, but they were at a great estate sale. They're gonna go in my half bathroom, and it's not completely ready for the artwork yet. So those were about $25 for the pair, and I just love that they're tall and the colors in them are absolutely perfect. They fit beautifully in my house already. Sorry about the glare there on the glass, but I'm really excited and happy for those. I'm really particular with my artwork, so these were really jumped out at me. Next thing I found was this great vase. I found this at Red Racks in Springfield, Missouri, and this was under $5, and I think it was just so well made, all the wire and the rattan on that, and you can see it's a really large size, so I was really happy to find that. And then I found this great little jug with the basket sitting in the basket. These are always popular, and they're so great to decorate with, to get that sort of European farmhouse kind of look that is so popular, and that I love it just as much as everybody. And I've been finding some great frames lately, and I just love the ones with patina. I had done some pressed flowers earlier in the year. You may have seen that video, and I didn't show the completed ones yet because I wasn't happy with the frames I was finding. I wanted to thrift some, so I found these for $1 a piece. I've found some bigger ones for just a few dollars, so I can end up completing that project. And the glass, if it's a standard, I think this is an 8 by 10. If it's a standard size, you can always get the glass or even plexiglass, whatever you want to use, at places like Hobby Lobby, Michael's. I haven't looked at Joann Fabrics, but I know for sure Hobby Lobby has that. So I would think most places that do framing and such would have the glass for that, and the mats if you need mats as well. Next I have this wire vase, which I honestly was not so sure that I wanted. I had seen it. This was also at Red Racks, and I think it was about $5 or $6, and I didn't know if I liked it that much. I just used a cloth napkin in here with my poinsettias right now, but it will probably be used for a different plant later. I'll switch that out. But it had a white tag, and it was White Tag Sunday, and so that is one of the things I got for 75 cents. Now these little pottery, I'm not sure, I showed these on my gift haul and also on my Instagram, but I just love this little studio pottery, handmade, and so I keep these here with my little air plants, and I just put a little bit of water on my air plants now and then, and they do really well. But love the leaf print on those. I think they're so pretty, and I just love the handmade look of them. I was pretty excited to find this big oil painting, and I put a light over it that I already had, that I had bought off Amazon. And I have links to most of these things in my Amazon storefront, which you can find in the description here. And this is an actual oil. The frame is really nice. It's signed. It's got a lot of texture. It's a little bit more farmhouse than I'm going in my house these days, but I just love the trees so much, and it's such a large piece, and it's got a winter scene. I decided to keep it here for the winter at the very least, and I had found that for $12, and for a really large piece of artwork like that, I thought that was a really good deal. And on my wicker chairs here that I keep at the ends of my tables, I had found these two really nice, almost like upholstery fabric pillows for about $5 a piece at a Goodwill. And you can see they were in excellent condition. I washed them, and they came out beautifully, and they go with all the great blue and white chinoiserie that I like to collect. And so that was a really fun find as well, and they just fit in perfectly. Now this next one I have is a chinoiserie vase, which those have gone up, really up in price, and I was really excited to find that one for under $6, and it's a large size, as you can see, and it's up there with one of those pots was thrifted, the bigger one. And also, not to mention that this entire cabinet we had bought thrifted, and it's hiding my TV now in the living room, and I love that. And I love this bit of blue and white because it's tying in with some other things that I'm going to show you here in a minute. First off, down on the coffee table is my double happiness jars, so that ties in with the blue and white really well. Also, I just got this coffee table that I'm trying out. I don't know if I'm keeping this one, but I got this one for free. It was by a dumpster at a thrift store, and they said, you can take it, you can have it. And I thought it was just beautiful. It's got a made in Indonesia tag on it somewhere, and it's solid wood. So I'm trying to decide if I like this one better than my other one that I had thrifted. And I wanted to show you this great little ice bucket. I had shown it in my gift ideas, but it's solid teak, and it was $10 to $12, but it's a really large size, and I like to set up a little drink area when I have family over and such, so that if we're busy cooking in the kitchen and stuff, they can just come to wherever I set this up, like on this hutch, and grab some ice, and I'll put some seltzer water and juices and different drinks and stuff, and everybody can just help themselves. Okay, first off, it was at Samaritan's shop. I'll show you this first. I haven't even unwrapped anything. because you guys have given me feedback that you love the paper being unwrapped. So I guess technically this could be an ASMR video or something like that, right? So I found this sort of earthenware jug vase, and this was $4, and I actually really debated about it, but I loved all the detail on it, and it's just got that earthy look that is so popular right now, and I can add it with other vases that I have to put it in a grouping. Next one is not home decor, but it's a book, and it's called Earthing, the Most Important Health Discovery Ever, which I had been looking quite a bit into for the last, gosh, at least 2 or 3 years. And it's just basically about, we are electrical beings, you know, even just studying anatomy and physiology. These are just facts. And it's got Stephen T. Sinatra, MD, and I've listened to different interviews with him. He's a cardiologist, and he was sort of a skeptic, but then started looking into the science and some of the results he was getting with some of his heart patients. And so I would love to get into this and get reading this. The tough part for me is sitting still long enough to read without double tasking. Normally I'm doing audiobooks lately just so that I can listen to them while I'm working in my kitchen or something like that. So I'm hoping to at least hit the highlights in this, and it was $1. So I thought that was worth the $1 to hopefully get something out of it. My next find was something that I don't necessarily really need, and I didn't expect to really like it, but it's kind of been growing on me, is this dripware. And I think that's the right name for it. If I'm wrong, forgive me, but it is Hull Pottery. I don't know if you can see that, Hull. And sort of a mid-century feel to them. My one friend, Corey, collects this, and that's what kind of got my radar on it even to begin with, is that we were out one time, and I think she bought a pitcher or something, and I thought, well, it's really earthy and pretty, and the browns are getting so popular now, and I really do love that earthy sort of organic, modern cottage kind of look. So these were, and I had not seen them at this kind of price. It was $1 for each mug, and I ended up being able to get 4 mugs. There was a very small chip on the bottom of one mug, but it won't affect the wear or even probably going in the dishwasher. So I got 4 of those. And then they did have 2 little saucers with the cups, which you don't often find with sort of a mug shape. And I really loved them, but one of them had been broken and repaired, so I just left both of those behind. But there were some great little plates, and just look at the finish on those, the paint rather, on those. The way, I don't know how they do that, if they spatter it and it does that in the kiln. I don't know the process, but it's very nature looking, and so I really liked it. And I'll tell you who was excited about it, where my son Luke was with me, and he really liked them. And then I brought them home, and of course Rob loved them because they're got that mid-century twist to them, and he loves mid-century stuff way more than I do. We would probably have a lot more of it if it were up to him. And he loves brown, so there you go. I got 3 plates and 4 of the mug shaped cups. So we'll look forward to using those, and they were $1 a piece. So why not? Next thing, you know, I've told you before, if you watch my channel, how I am about lamps, and I have barely any place to put them. But this was too good to pass up. It was in that, they have a vintage shop off the back of a Samaritan shop. In the front is the big thrift store, but towards the back they have a small sort of vintage where they pull some of the more vintage finds and put them back there. Well, there were 2 of these, but the other one was a little bit wonky. I want to say it was just like bigger around and I wasn't sure if it sits right on the table. So I decided against that one. Who knows? I may go back and look and see if it's still there. But think I'm going to definitely try to strip this down to the raw wood and just see what I've got there. Here's the bottom. And I think it might look really cool stripped down just in the raw wood, or maybe even put a little wax over it. And of course, put a little shade on it, and I might put it on my kitchen counter for a light. But I just love that it's made out of a log. And you know, you try to buy these in a boutique or somewhere handmade off of Etsy or anything like that, which I think is great to support makers in that way, but you're not going to pay $12 like I did. So I'm really happy with this find. And my next thing that I found was also in that vintage shop in the back of the thrift store. And I couldn't believe it was still there because I love it so much. This giant hand doing the okay sign. And it is so fun. I noticed there's a couple little marks, but I think it's paint or something. I haven't even tried. Like I said, I kept everything in the packages for you until I was going to show these things to you. And I think that will come right off with soap and water. But this is just so fun. Look how big this thing is. I think it'll be great on a shelf or even my china cabinet or just somewhere in the mix on a desk or something like that. I just love big impact, kind of quirky, fun accessories like this, especially if you have a real traditional house or you have a lot of vintage or something like that. I think this is what gives it a little bit of edge and gives it a little bit of uniqueness and kind of speaks to the, you know, the people that live there. So this was a fun find, and this was $14, which, you know, a little higher than probably a thrift store price. Maybe not these days, but definitely not as high as sort of an antique market or flea market or somewhere that, you know, things are even more curated. I often see quite a few things in that vintage shop in the back there, and sometimes the price is just way beyond what I would want to pay, but a lot of times it's affordable, and there's some really unique stuff in there, which is fun. Then in the evening, Rob and I had gone over to Goodwill and just had run in. I hadn't been there in ages, and I wasn't really finding things when I would go in there, but you just never know, right? Anyway, this was a little bit of a contested, you know, I like to always tell you if Rob and I are together, whether, you know, we agreed on it or what each of us thought about it. Or this is one that Rob was not too sure about. I saw these and I just loved the color. And then I did a search on them while we were in the store. And turns out they are actual vintage Libby glasses. They're called, it starts with a C. It's hard for me to read. It's hard for me to read without reading glasses on because it's very subtle. But if you've seen these before, you may know what they are. But I really liked them. And then when I searched Anthropologie, gets me every time. Anthropologie has some very similar shape and color. I didn't look at the price on them, but I'm sure they're bare minimum, gosh, at least $12 a piece. And these were $1.99. And I got 8 of the bigger ones. So I thought I could use these for family dinners when all of us are here. There's usually 7 or 8 of us. Or, you know, we could just use them on an everyday basis, but they're just that subtle blue green will go with anything in my house. So I got 8 of the large ones, and let me show you the small ones. These are great little glasses. And I think I got 4 of these, which, you know, I figured we wouldn't use as much, but strangely enough, we have the clear ones similar to this, and I use the smaller size a lot. I find that, I don't know, tell me what you think. I find that if I get a giant glass of water, it just seems like too much. It overwhelms me, which is totally ridiculous. But if I'll do a little glass like this and just keep refilling it, I end up, I think, drinking more water. So psychologically, I don't know, you can analyze me if you like, but I like these smaller glasses, but these are a nice sort of iced tea or, you know, dinner glass size as well. So those were $2 a piece. And I thought that was a really nice deal on those. So I didn't really need more glasses. So we'll see where I can even fit them in. I'm kind of, I have several, you know, I've found some vintage dinnerware, and some of it's just more for display or to use underneath our everyday plates as kind of chargers. Honestly, now we have that white Fiesta ware, and the salad plates of those are pretty big, and that's what I usually use all the time, and Rob does a lot as well. And so to set them on top of a bigger vintage plate or something like the lettuceware or the blue onion that I have, and it's just really a pretty place setting. If I would ever make the effort to do that, I need to do that more often now that I have all this gorgeous dinnerware. So anyway, that was my haul for today, and I hope you enjoyed going along to a couple thrift stores with me. And you know, sometimes you find what you're looking for and sometimes you don't, and it's okay either way, because it's a fun hobby and it can be quite inexpensive, but especially if you really stick to your guns. Of course, I end up buying a little bit more than I normally would if I didn't have this YouTube channel. Let's be real here. But if you need to decorate your home and start from scratch, and you know, your furniture pieces are costing you an arm and a leg, the house is costing you an arm and a leg, but you want it to be beautiful, you want it to be personalized, well, vintage and thrifting is a great way to do it. I've done it for decades, and so I was always able to indulge my passion for our home and for surrounding ourselves, you know, in beauty and personalizing our home, but without breaking the bank and not having to have a really large budget. So if that speaks to you and you like DIY and lifestyle content, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss anything from our channel. Thank you so much for being with me today and listening to me ramble on and show all my fun thrift finds. And I really appreciate you guys, and I love hearing from you in the comments, and I really like this community that we've created. Let's keep it going, and I will see you soon. Okay, so I did get a little bit of home deck stuff. You probably would have expected that out of me. At Samaritan Shop, I found this $10 basket, and I really couldn't resist it because Easter is about to come up, and I thought that would be so cute with a plant in it or a floral arrangement, and really all year round with a plant in it. I love that. And then I didn't find jackets, but I did find these great bags in these neutral colors, and I love to hang these on hooks and even use them as storage at my house. I can tuck, you know, dog leashes in there and different things, water bottles that we want to grab before we're going out the door or whatever. And they're great for storage. So I got this really nice neutral brown and white striped one, and that was $4. And I found a straw bag. These are always great, and that was $4. And it's got kind of a little leatherette kind of handle. These are all in really excellent condition. I don't buy any kind of purses or anything if they look really worn or have makeup stains or anything in them. I just pass on those. And then let me show you, I had one more in here that was the black and brown and cream that I just love those colors, and I'll pull that out in a minute because there's some other stuff in there I want to show you. And then there is this, this was a Liz Claiborne, I believe. And it was just such a cute little bag for $3. And on the front is just sort of a quilted pattern.
And I just loved that. And I thought this would be just so cute through the summer. Yep, $3 right there. So cute through the summer. A nice small bag just for, you know, cute accessory. I probably won't wear it a ton, but it's cute. And then I did find one belt, you guys. And you might think, what in the heck? But this really said Urban Outfitters. If you've been in Urban Outfitters or been on their website, it's a little bit of a younger, you know, vibe, but they do have some sort of classic pieces and button downs and stuff and some cute stuff. And this just really felt like something from there. And you would pay extra for that little bit of wear at Urban Outfitters, let me tell you right now. So I think this will be super cute with like a boyfriend jean or something. And that was $4. That was the only belts I found. And like I said, I'm going to keep looking. There were some leather belts, but they weren't just exactly what I was looking for. And we'll get in that bag in 1 second. This was a $2 pear print, and it's got that pine frame. At first, I thought I would change out the frame, but it's sort of growing on me. I sort of like that vintage pine look to it. So who can't use a great print like that in their kitchen or somewhere? And then my son found this origami book. It was 50 cents, and it's a Japanese origami book. I guess he said it's translated into English. There was a pressed leaf in there, but he really loved this find, and it's in perfect condition. Sorry about the car noise behind me. Like I said, I'm in a parking garage. This was $5, and it's a wood tray. It's originally from Marshall's, it looks like. $16.99, but this is going to get painted. I just like the shape of it, but how easy to paint that, either with a spray paint or a chalk paint or something. And I can always use trays to corral things. I have like I said, I have a dressing table project kind of coming up, and I'm gonna show you that when it's all done. And what did I say about I have a hard time finding these palm leaves? Look at this whole bunch of them. I think I paid $12 at Home Goods for 4 of them in the pack. I'm pretty sure that's what I paid. It was maybe $10, and these were $4 for all of these. I don't even know how many are in there. There's quite a few. These are just the artificial, so I may not use those at all, but all of these are the real palm leaves. So excited about that find, and I just happened to scoop that up at the last minute on the way out. So here's this other great bag. Isn't that great with the texture? Oh, hold on. Sorry about the noise. And the handles on it are braided. These look like new, like they haven't even been used. So those are going to be really nice hung together all on a hook. And then, believe it or not, I found shoes. Now let me say, I'm very picky with shoes. I only want the ones that look like brand new, and I might not get them at all even then. But I did find these Anne Klein really cute for summer. They have sort of a, I don't know, is that like a mother of pearl buckle on there? And absolutely nowhere, the bottom you can see, nowhere at all. $4 in my size, which is a 7 on my shoes. Perfect. I'm just super excited about those. How could I pass them up, right? And then I got, these are really unusual. They're called Algeria. That's a muscle car going by. It is pretty loud. They're called Algeria. Now, I've never heard of the brand. I don't know if I'll even wear them. They were $4. Absolutely not one bit of wear on them. I debated whether to get them or not, but here's why I did. They are full leather, real leather. They have Velcro here, so you can change how wide they are. And I don't have a very wide foot, so I can tighten them up some. And then, well, if you've been around, you know I love embroidery. and this has embroidery. So I thought they were just kind of funky and fun, and I like the heel on them. It's not real high, but it would be cute with like a little, like a long maxi dress or even just some jeans. So I love that. And then I got these leather moccasins. These don't have much wear on them at all. I don't know if they're brand new, but if they're not, they've probably only been worn a couple of times. And something like this, I have an essential oil kind of sanitizer spray that I'll just spritz in there. But these are in great shape. I couldn't find a tear. You know how sometimes the leather with wear will tear right here. And these are in fantastic shape. And the only other thing I got was at the first thrift store at Helping Hands. I got, no, not Helping Hands, Samaritan shop. I got a wood trunk. It was half off. That's going to be a project piece for me. So you'll see that in the future, and I'm excited about that. That's going to go up in our loft slash plant room slash office that you'll see eventually. But that was my haul for today. Tell me what you think about shopping for clothes and accessories and all that fun stuff. Talk to you soon.
Hi, I'm Tanya with Free Range Cottage, where we are all about styling our home. It will be a lot of styling videos, a lot of shop with me for thrift and for new, but all done on a budget. So whether you have a lot to spend or just a little bit, it's really our belief here that you can personalize your home so that when you walk in the door, it's a place that you love and it's a haven for you and your family. So today I am going to show you a few things that Rob and I, my husband and I, went out on a Sunday, and we went to a couple of, well, actually just one estate sale. We were going to go to two. They are carrying the estate sales on through Sunday here on a lot of them, and usually they're half off or the prices are really good. So yes, it may be a little bit picked over, but your prices are going to be really good if you find anything. So the first thing I found was at this little estate sale that the man had, I guess, inherited his grandparents' cute little house and was going to redo it. They had their first baby on the way. I think that's why I like going to estate sales, because I get the whole story of the family and how things are there, and I love hearing those things. But it was pretty cleaned out, but we did actually find a couple of things, and I'm going to show you the first one. I'm going to insert it here. This is a wire cart thingy that we bought at an estate sale slash kind of a garage sale. But anyway, these wooden things will come out. Might keep that one. It depends on how it cleans up. It's very dirty. It was in a garage. But I love the chippy paint on it, so that's not going to change. But I thought it would be great for plants. I'm bringing house plants in right now, and I paid $4 for that one. Okay, so that was one thing that I found, and I was excited because I've been looking for things for plants. And then I also found this great piece of pottery, and I'm always on the lookout for beautiful studio pottery, or even artist names on the bottom that are sometimes recognizable. A lot of times I have to look them up, but this one is just a studio pottery piece, meaning probably an amateur or someone that just isn't, you know, selling a lot of it. But I thought the detail on it was beautiful, and this is in its kind of dirty, dusty state. So once I wash this up and clean it, it'll be beautiful. I will probably use this for a plant or something similar, or just a catch-all. These are great on an entry table or something that you can just throw your keys or your sunglasses or whatever into. And so I'm always on the lookout for great vintage pottery, and this definitely looks like a vintage piece, which is going to be 20 years or older. I'm not going to show you styling today, actually styled in my house, but I always try to give you ideas of how I would use it or what I had in mind when I chose the piece. Sometimes I'll get something just because I love it, but usually I have in mind how I'll use it or where it would fit in my house and in my style. So, and I also keep a small list of things that I'm on the hunt for and maybe some measurements for, especially if you're looking for vintage textiles like curtains or tablecloths or anything like that. You want your measurements to, to know what you can fit in your space. And of course, for pieces of furniture that you're looking for, you definitely want some measurements and idea of sizes. And I paid $1 for that piece of pottery. I forgot to say that. And I paid $4 on that cart. I can't remember if I had said that or not. But, so the next thing that I found at that little estate sale, this was 50 cents and it was just a little mushroom bag. And I don't know, it says RYZE. Maybe someone's familiar with that or what that means or where that's from. I'm not sure, but it was just kind of funky, almost 70s looking bag and canvas bag. I mean, and we use those all the time when we're shopping or whatever. And this was $8. Look at the cabbageware or lettuceware, whichever way you call it. Some people call them cabbage dishes. The actual first name of them was lettuceware, but now they're cabbage plates. Everybody calls them all different things. And this one is a Miramar of California. And you probably can't see the mark, but it says Miramar of California trademark and then 337 on there. But this coral color I thought was just so beautiful mixed in with the green, all the green lettuceware that I have. And I love it, and it has become very, very popular to collect it now, and the prices have gone up crazy. So I thought that double big size bowl for $8 was a good deal. Next, I want to show you a few jewelry pieces that I found at garage sales and also at Samaritan Shop. And I did actually find some clothes, but I'm not going to show you those. I'm really picky. I'm usually looking for jackets or something like that when I'm looking for clothes. I actually got a pair of really nice jeans for $4. Anything like denim or that kind of stuff that is either not been worn a lot or has just that broken in kind of wear. You just have to use your own judgment on those things. But of course, all of them can be washed and cleaned and everything. And also, I look for leather, like leather purses and things like that that are in really good condition. Bags of all kinds, canvas bags, like zippered, really nice canvas bags, that kind of stuff. I like to look for those kind of things, especially vintage. If I can find vintage pieces, those are really fun. But jewelry, I know some people only wear fine jewelry, and I can appreciate that. But I have always worn what they call fashion jewelry, costume jewelry, whatever you want to call it. Okay, the first ones I want to show you are the ones that I'm wearing. And I think I paid $8 for these. And I don't know if you can see them. It's hard for me to get close enough. There's a little saguaro cactus, and then there was a purple stone, and it is an authentic stone. It's got kind of a wire wrap and then a hoop around it. I just thought these were so cute and kind of funky, and I love the sort of Southwestern touch with that little cactus on there. So that's always something that I will integrate into my wardrobe, and I will wear the heck out of these. So I think I paid $6 or $8 for those. And then I found, and these were each, these other earrings were I think $3 or $4 a piece. And I found these wire wrapped hoops with the gold wire wrapped around the silver hoop. And I haven't looked closely at those. Those almost look like the fine silver, the 925, but I haven't looked for a mark on them. But I thought those looked really boutique and sort of hand done with that wire wrapping. And I love that they are also mixed metals that I can wear with anything. And these earrings, these are really a favorite that I found. These are also the gold and the silver, and that silver is a matte finish, which I love. that will go great with sort of if I put on turquoise bracelets or anything like that. So those were fun, and I knew that I would wear those a lot. These sort of more contemporary ones that I found, it's just a wooden bead at the bottom of that. And I have a nicer multiple strand wood and gold necklace that I had gotten at a store called Evereve. It's kind of pricey, and they had a great sale on their jewelry, but I never really had any earrings to wear with it. And I wore those last week with the necklace when we went to the museum, and they worked out really well together. And then another just kind of contemporary, but sort of the amber drop bead on there. And when it becomes fall, I want all the amber glass. And I think these are little glass beads. They may not be, but they're very faceted, so they do a lot of sparkling. And so I like that, and I thought just for a touch of sparkle, and that they would work with jeans or anything casual, or if I did something a little bit more dressy. And then I wear a lot of black, so I thought these were cute, even if you wore them with just a simple black dress, or again, would be cute with jeans and just a black t-shirt, and just give it that little bit of zhuzh, right? And again, the little faceted black beads on there. So fun. And I can get away with a bigger earring without it looking too crazy, because my hair is long and I usually wear it down, so they kind of half disappear. So I kind of need the bigger pieces to show up. And then these were just fun. I just liked the color on these, and I thought through the winter and through Christmas that the green would be nice. It is almost a Christmas green. These are not, you know, expensive fine jewelry look, but just fun, just something to have fun with. And again, I wear a lot of black and white, and I thought the green would be really pretty with that, or even a lot of the chocolate brown is in. So kind of looking at that. And then I got this really big ring, which I had bought these really fun plaid black and white pants that I'm gonna wear probably with like a sage green sweater or even a red sweater around Christmas. And I found this big ring that has lots of little stones in it, and I thought it looked kind of contemporary and would be fun, you know, during the holidays if we go out to a restaurant or if we go to a different event or whatever. That was, I think, $4 or something like that, so can't really go wrong. And then I was with my friend Christelle. I don't know if she's watching this. Hi Christelle, if you're watching it. They had come and visited for about a week, and we were out thrifting and garage selling and having fun in between kayaking and going and doing Tai Chi and all the other fun things. And she bought me at a garage sale this bracelet because I love turquoise, I love black, I like that touch of gold in there. And this was, I think, $1.50, but just a fun piece to, again, where it would work with jeans, it would work with something more dressy. Okay, the first thing I found, and I cannot remember the name of the local flea market that I went to, is one that I don't normally go to, but ask me in the comments and I'll find out and I'll tell you down there. And if you want to comment, I love that, and it helps my channel. I try to respond to as many as I can, and it helps my channel to grow because then YouTube knows that you're interested in this channel. So the first thing I found was this down pillow. It's down-filled pillow, and then it's got the great cover on it, and this was $6, and it's got some really pretty tassels. And I know I've seen this brand before, but I cannot remember the name of it. Maybe some of you can remember that or have seen it before, but there's absolutely not one thing wrong with this. I can wash the cover, I can wash the insert. Yes, I have washed feather pillows. I have to really wring them out in the washer on the spin, and then I put them out in the sun to continue drying and fluffing up really well. But that was my first find, and I just love the neutral stripes. And this is it's kind of a gray blue. And so that will go with everything in my house. Okay, next is another great pottery find, and they wrapped it up. I have not even taken these out yet, and several of them will need like washing and cleaning. Most of them are all dusty and stuff. Even the ones sitting in the flea market, a lot of times they're dusty. But another great pottery piece, and it's this vase or vase, however you pronounce it, but I just absolutely love the finish. Again, it's just a studio pottery piece, and I just loved the shape of it. I loved that you wouldn't have to put tons of flowers in it. You wouldn't have to have a huge bouquet for it to look full with this neck like this. And then also I thought about Christmas greens, and in the spring, just some flowering branches. I just thought it was a beautiful piece. And I have a lot of earthy greens here at my house, so it will look great in pretty much any room. So what do you think? Can you have too many vases? I think you need plenty of vases. As a matter of fact, Michael and Smith, if you ever are familiar with the Nesting Place blog, I've followed her for years. I actually had my first blog about the time she started hers, and she has a whole blog post about you need different vases in different sizes and shapes, because you can just really bring the outdoors in, do a little foraging outside, and you've got some gorgeous decorative accent pieces for not a lot of money. Don't have to store a lot of stuff away, and that's what I am all about. I love it. She is called the Cozy Minimalist, and that's exactly what I like my house to be. Okay, let's see what else we found. I'm remembering, even though it was only a couple hours ago that we went, I'm remembering what I found, and I'm getting excited. This was just unusual, and I thought this would be so fun mixed in with my other candle holders. It is a candle holder, and I have some brass and some pewter, sort of silver ones, and I'm trying to kind of get a mix so that it's not too formal. But Rob actually had a great idea of putting a candle in the bathroom. So if I'm taking a bubble bath or something, that I could just have candlelight, and I think this one would be really beautiful in there. But you can see it's got this sort of patinaed finish on it, which I don't think, of course, is natural. I don't think it's an actual old piece, but it's very well done, and the metal is sturdy and beautiful on it. And so I think that was a really fun find. Now, these next two pieces, my brass lovers, perk up your ears, because I think brass is still having its moment. I don't think it's going away anytime soon. And even if it does, who cares? If you have thrifted or bought new, some beautiful brass pieces, keep them, or even pack them away for a while if you get tired of them. I've been learning to kind of do that. Just like I have a bunch of copper pans that are gorgeous, but I just am not sure where I want them in my kitchen or dining room or whatever. And so I just put them away for a while, but I'm definitely not getting rid of them. I took some time collecting those. They're beautiful, and I'm gonna hang on to those till I figure it out. Okay, so gorgeous brass vases like I've never seen. I'm so excited about these. They're solid brass. One of them even says that. I believe they're made in India. I think the little tag said, but the detail on them, just so pretty. Love the shape of this one. This one's my absolute favorite. And yeah, I think it says brass, solid brass there. But I thought these are really cute for flowers, greens again, but also if I want to root one of my house plants, that they would be cute in that. So that one, and then this one, which I like the shape, I don't like it as much, but there were two of them, so they needed to come home with me, right? They were $10 each, which I thought was a decent price, and they will be great looking sitting on my coffee table, and I think that's where I'm going to put them, with maybe a candle or something like that. But just that sort of eclectic, collected boho cottage kind of feel. Feels warm and cozy and collected to me, and that's definitely a style that I enjoy through the colder months, especially. When it gets hot out, sometimes I want it to feel a little more minimal in the house. It's just probably a psychological thing, but these will be great for fall and winter with that warm brass. The next thing I found, tell me if this screams anthropology to you. If you're not familiar with anthropology, it's a very boho, sort of higher end shop, depending, you know, for some people it's not, for some it is, but things are definitely a little more pricey. I have a few things from there. I usually don't buy a ton of stuff, but I'm always checking out their style because I love the eclectic sort of handmade, artisan, artsy, creative kind of look. So when I saw this set of 6 plates, and look what's on them. These parrots. How cute is that? And then with the little vine and the fern. And they're called Grace is the brand. And they're dishwasher and microwave safe. And there's a set of 6. And we paid $18 for those. They're like salad plates, or if you're just having some little finger foods or whatever, these will be great. But I think we're going to put them in sort of our regular rotation dishes just to grab them and use them. And you know what wouldn't be a free range cottage haul without some kind of dishes, right? More to come. And you know what? I've given up trying to be a minimalist with dishes and glassware. I kind of am just going to enjoy what I have. And this last week that we had company, it was really fun because we were able to use all the things that I've been collecting, and it was great. They really were all used, and my guests enjoyed them, I enjoyed them, and it was good to have that amount of dishes at that point. When on those, we paid $18 for the set of 6. We thought they were 30% off, but the sign was for a vendor that was across, but Rob really liked them as much as I did, and he said, go ahead, let's get them. The reason he said go ahead and let's get them is because we are a bad influence on each other when it comes to dishes and glasses and those kind of things, but especially dishes, plates and bowls and even mugs, those kind of things. If we go out together, we're probably going to come home with some, and that's just how it goes. Which leads me to the next thing, which Rob actually found, and I loved them. And again, what I said about that bad influence thing a minute ago, we found these state plates, and they are called by Vernon Kilns USA, and Rob looked it up while we were in the store, and they went out of business sometime in the 50s. So these have to be at the latest from the 50s. So there's a South Dakota, and I just love the sort of transferware look of these. That was sort of a brown and cream color. I'm going to go through all of them, but I got to find... I'm going to go through all of these just so you can see them, because each of them is different. This is also a South Dakota. Oh, this may be actually a double. I didn't think any two were alike, but this, we may have 2 South Dakotas, which I've never even been in South Dakota. So this one is Missouri, and that's a red, more of a red and cream. And of course, my favorite is the Texas, and this may be a different brand. Nope, Vernon Kilns also. This one, wait, do I have it upside down? Yeah. Spindletop, Beaumont, Texas. And that's a brown and cream. And love these little brand symbols on the outside. And you may or may not know that I was born and raised in Texas, so I kind of have a few of my Texas collectibles around. Historic Lexington, Missouri. And that's sort of a red and white. Again, just the really cute transferware. I love that they're so eclectic and they're from different states. And in Arkansas, which is where we are, so that was great to actually find one of those. And that's a red and cream as well. State of Louisiana, kind of a red and cream. Okay. And this one is Salem, Oregon. So a little different. And this is Willamette University. And that's kind of a red and cream. So I think there were 6 of those, and we got those for $2 a piece. And we looked at the values online, and they were $25 to $35 per plate. So at some point, if we wanted to put them on our Etsy or eBay, at this point, we're not. We really love them, and I can see a table set, just eclectic with all of these plates, and I think it would be a lot of fun. So that was everything from the flea market. So I thought, you know, that we were done and we were on our way home, and we were passing by this smaller neighborhood, but it is gorgeous. The houses in there are just so pretty, and we saw a garage moving sale, and he was even mid-sentence. Rob was driving, and I was like, turn, 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 and he just went on in, and we searched around and looked for there weren't even really good signs, but we found the house, and they were moving, and they were ready to really dump things. And I didn't think I was going to find much of anything, because it didn't seem like a lot was in there except a few bigger furniture pieces. And I did find some things, so I'm going to show those to you right now. Okay, the first thing that I found, heaven forbid, was something that's going to go Lord only knows where in my kitchen, but I couldn't pass them up. The first thing I found was this deviled egg platter, and I just really liked the shape of it. We eat deviled eggs here a lot, and a lot of times I'll find those older platters that are, they have it all around the edge, and then the middle is just flat, and I really don't have a use for those because I'm not gonna use the center. But I really loved how this is just all for eggs. So if I take them anywhere to a potluck or whatever, I can cover them up, or just even here at the house, it's a great way to present those. So I think we'll get some use out of that. And that was $4. And then this incredible huge platter, and this one, it doesn't say like a brand, it is oven safe, but it's just so big, and I thought it'd be beautiful for charcuterie or whatever we want to use it for through the holidays and whenever. We just use this stuff. I mean, Rob will cook, he'll put things in the smoker, and he'll take a big tray out like this to put all the meat on when it's done. So I think that will definitely get used. He actually uses the platters a lot more than I do, so he was happy to get that, and that was $4. And then also this is a Portuguese pottery that I found, and it's the Bordalo Pinheiro from Portugal. Maybe you've seen that brand before, but it's huge. And I thought it'd be great for if he likes to make big cheesecakes, or again, charcuterie. There's so many things that you could use a round platter like this. But you can see just how big that thing is. And I don't know if you can see, it's definitely pottery. It's got a irregular edge kind of on it. And I love that kind of pottery. That just looks hand thrown. I don't know if it is or not, but it definitely looks like it. Again, that one was $4. Next thing I found, which was, I was kind of iffy on, but he made me a deal I couldn't refuse. It was $1.50 each. And that were these sort of canister, well, I would use them in my bathroom probably. And it's a brass. They're made in either India or Indonesia, but it's a pewter. It's a heavy, nice pewter and brass. And I like them as is, but when I was looking at them, I thought possibly I would even just use them in my bathroom on my little shelves in there without that bottom, just to make it a little less, I don't know, a little less fussy. I don't know if that bottom piece kind of almost makes it feel a little bit dated to me, but there was this size, and And let me show you the other size. And there was this size. And again, with the stand and without the stand. And you can see it's like a hammered, it's got a pattern in the brass. Even if I were to take this off and use it like that for something, I thought this would be really cute for Q-tips. And you know, you could just store them in there and on the shelf. And let me show you them both together like that. I thought was really high-end and really pretty looking. So tell me in the comments if you like them with the stand, like this, kind of a little bit of an Asian flair to the stand, or do you like them without? Let me know in the comments which is your favorite. Okay, now I've got a box of wrapped items that are breakable that I'm gonna show you. And I found these just at the last minute on the way out. Again, he made me an offer I couldn't refuse. And here's the, I know some of you love the crinkly paper, and he had this paper to wrap each one of these gorgeous little glasses. He gave them to me for $1 a piece, and they're kind of dusty and dirty. They need cleaning up. They'll be a lot more sparkly and pretty, but I loved the size for just a little, like a juice glass, a wine glass, whatever. I think these will be really cute, and there are 6 of those. Then I could not resist these blown glass margarita glasses. Not that we make a lot of margaritas around here at all, but this is definitely dirty and dusty. If you can see the color, that bottle green gets me every time. And I mean, you could do a shrimp cocktail in here. You could do a dessert. You could do a small, like, trifle. I've got 4 of these that I bought. You could do like a little trifle in each of them. And so, as well as, you know, any kind of drinks, whether alcoholic or not, this is adorable for a drink. And they're heavy. And he gave me these glasses for $1 a piece. I got 4 of those. And then he charged $2 for the actual pitcher. And I'm pretty sure this is the Mexican blown glass, which is absolutely some of my favorite. See if it says anything on the bottom. It does not. But you can see there, I don't know what you would call it, the mark there of where they pulled it off. It's like hand blown. And like I said, these are really kind of dirty and need to be cleaned up, but they will be beautiful. So here is the pitcher, and here are the glasses. Would you have passed that up for $6 for a set of 4 of these and the pitcher? Yeah, I was gonna fight for that. Rob was kind of, we don't need those, we're not gonna use those. And I was like, I'm not leaving here without these, even if they were a gift for someone. Or I just keep them in my cabinet for the odd occasion that I'm going to use it. These were coming home with me. So I got the chairs that I showed you in there, and I got this piece of artwork. It goes actually this way, and I think it will be adorable with this rug that I got that I'm popping in right here, and it's 100% wool. And to me, it just screamed Ralph Lauren. I'm gonna try it in my bathroom. I'm hoping it fits. And that's why I really like to pull the blue up with this artwork, just to keep it really simple. And I already have it videoed. The other things I found, I got these black and white, which I have a hard time finding. And I'm sorry about the background noise. I'm here in the parking lot. But I have a hard time finding black and white plates, and I just love them. These are from Colonial Williamsburg, and they still have the $25 price tags on them. And I got 4 of those. I just absolutely love them. They're so French country. It's just gorgeous. I got this really gorgeous little jacket. It's a double-breasted jacket. It's like new. That was from Gap. So, oh, you're going to take it out for me? Okay.
You want me to try that?
It's not gonna fit you, but it's very cute and it's in really good shape. It seems like it's maybe was worn once. I'm really picky with that stuff, and it was excellent condition. And then this, I almost put this back, but it is so cute. It's just got that really vintage patina look to it. We think it's stainless steel. I'm hoping that's what it is, because I actually want to use it to heat up my water for my tea, and that was $8.98. Oh, and I got that jacket for half off, so it was like $5. And then we got these couple little vintage steak knives that Rob found. They were really cute. They're stainless, surgical stainless steel blades. And so we're always on the lookout for nice knives. And so we got those for $1.98 each. And I got this a quarterly undated daily planner, Faith and Focus, for $1.98, which I thought was cute. I hope I'll use it. And, oh, that sounds like thunder. And so that was everything. We did go to IKEA, and I got some sheets. I got a 100% cotton sheet set for $15. So that was a great deal. Oh, and he got a plug-in Ryobi drill. How much was that?
14.
Like $14. So his plug-in one burned out. Can you imagine? I don't know why. Why would that happen? I said, yeah, you can get it because you have more work to do. But here's this cute little teapot. I thought even if I don't use it, it'd be so cute just sitting up on the top of my stove. And we went to Nordstrom Rack too, which was really awesome. So now we have to fit these chairs in here and take our haul home. Did a little plant shopping. I found a couple of bromeliads for $1.99, and I have not had many indoor bromeliads. And I found this gorgeous variegated jade. Isn't that pretty? And that was in their little clearance section also. Okay, so the first thing I found when we were out thrifting, I actually found some things at that parking lot sale that we found. We were actually on our way out of town to head down to Fayetteville, which is about a half hour away. But we stopped by that because there were some vendors set up. It was a really cold day, but it was fun to get out there. And I found this little box, Japanese made box. And well, it's a Japanese company. I think they also had had a manufacturing plant out of San Francisco. It's Takahashi, which I have seen before and it was familiar to me, but this was $2 for this cute little box. And I think I'm going to use it for just to catch rings or maybe earrings or something. Probably rings because I have a lot of earrings. So just the handful of rings that I have would fit in here, and keeping it on my nightstand or my dressing table that I'm working on. Lord something pottery. I can't see it. It's kind of dark in here. It's a really sort of moody, rainy day, but you can see the Made in England embossed on the top there. And I believe it's an ironstone if I'm not mistaken. But I just loved the detailing on it, and I don't have any dishes like this. Mostly what I have are platters in ironstone. So I thought this would fit in nicely with my little collection. And this was $5. Okay, next at that sale, I found this great little table. It was $15 because it was half off. And I just love that it's got the little scalloped edge, but it's very simple otherwise. And that's what I kind of was looking for an end table here in my living room. I had thrifted some other end tables, but they didn't quite fit the style I have going here. I'm showing it to you next to my coffee table that I redid. And you can see the difference in the wood, but I'm going to try to sand it down, I think. Rob was saying, just paint it. And I kind of like the wood, even though it's got a lot of scratches and stuff on the top, but it seemed like an easy piece that I might be able to just sand it down to sort of more of the raw wood look, which I'm really happy with. And it's all wood, and for $15, you can't, touch that in retail. So I was happy to find that. And it's perfect size for just a lamp and maybe a little plant or a couple of books or something on there. Next, I found these really pretty lamps, and funny story about that, they were $25 for the set of 2, and I put them over on my buffet. I want to get your opinion and see what you think, if you think they look
good on this, not buffet, but my hutch that I had thrifted not too many videos back at an estate sale. And I thought they were nice because they're tall. They've got this great metal shade on them. They're definitely sort of more ornate than something I would normally go for. I usually like more of a pottery or something very earthy, but there was something about these that just grabbed me. And so we left them because Rob didn't like them. He's gonna get mad. I'm telling all his secrets all the time. But we went all the way and we're gone for a couple hours, and on the way back, they were actually closing up, and we ran in there and we had $19 left in cash, and they took it. They were packing up and they took it for those set of 2 lamps. And we just love, I really like them. I will find a place for them somewhere. I love lamps. So when you see them, probably get them, and maybe you'll find a spot for them. So that was another great find at that sale, but it's sort of after the fact. Then we went to that 410 market, and we went to a couple thrift stores there in Fayetteville and didn't really find anything. Everything was pretty picked over or overpriced. I actually didn't even see anything at the thrift stores that I would want that was overpriced, but I did get one thing for 50 cents. And I'll show it to you here in the before state. And it is a silver plate platter, but I just really liked the shape of it. It is a Gottinger, if that's how you pronounce it, Gottinger silver plate platter. And I came home and I put some Brasso on it, and look at what I ended up with. This piece came out beautifully. There's only one little area right here that seemed to have like a little bit of a rust or something on it. But this is a great tray. I love the shape. It's unusual. But I even thought if I used it even under a plant pot or something, I couldn't go wrong for 50 cents. I took a chance for the 50 cents, and it only took me a few minutes and some stinky fumes with the Brasso on there, and it shined up beautifully. Truth is, I will probably end up using this on my dressing table as well, because I use a lot of different oils and things, and this can sit on there so it doesn't affect the finish on my tabletop, and then easy to clean out if any little bits of oil. I don't know what it is about those oil bottles. Even if you don't spill them, they tend to end up with some oil on the bottle and on the bottom of the bottle. So I have to be careful where I set them. But great buy for 50 cents. And next, when we came back, dropped off my son so he could take care of the dogs, and he was kind of done. He had found a couple of really cool things down at that mid-century market that we went to, and he had gotten a t-shirt and I think a book. But Rob and I went back out to Somewhere in Time, just kind of wanted that last little dopamine hit, right? And they always provide, because the booths are just stocked and styled so beautifully. And Rob even said that when we were first in there, he's like, whoa, they're really stocked up right now. All the booths were just overflowing with goodies. And I ended up finding this little basket for $3.50. And I had bought those other baskets before at that estate sale for $3 a piece. And you might have seen those in a haul. They are very similar to this without the handles. And I'm going to use these as drawer organizers. So I'm really into the idea of using some more natural materials for drawer organizers for my makeup and different personal care things. And then what else I found were these cute little urns, and there were 2 of them, and I paid $9 a piece for those. I may put a whitewash on these, I'm thinking about, and because I showed you those other 2 that I have that are similar, and I might use them in a grouping somewhere, or I might just use these, I'm thinking on the patio. They do not have a hole in them. So I also thought about putting makeup brushes in there, or just using it for something like that. Really neat little metal rings on there. And like I said, I don't know that I love the finish on them, but I really liked the little urns. There's one, and they're both the same size. There's the other one. I didn't think $9 a piece was too bad of a price. And I think I will definitely find a use for these. Okay, so upstairs was a great find. It was buried under a few books, so kind of buried treasure. And it was a Rachel Ashwell Shabby Chic Interiors book. I have a couple of her other books, and I used to have even more, but I gave some of them to my daughter. I kind of take the dust jackets off, which I probably shouldn't, but I just love the gray with the silver leaf lettering that she puts on them. So you can see this one as well has the gray, so then when you have her books, you've got a really beautiful collection. But this was around $5, and just lots of inspiration. I don't decorate strictly shabby chic or anything like that, but she does use a lot of white, a lot of light and airy, and a little bit of floral. And I just like that she does use a lot of vintage and repurposed and reworked and mixes it all together and gets a great look. So that's always a great inspiration. And another thing I found was this great pillowcase, and it was under $10, and it had the pillow cover in it. It's very large. It's like a 27-inch maybe, and it's got this ruffle on it with the what do I want to say, the frayed edge, and it does have a zipper so you can wash it, which I already did. And when I brought it home, it, like I said, it had the pillow in it, and I decided to just throw that out, and I'm going to put a new down one of one that I have. I believe this is a Home Goods. It's that really pretty matte laissez, and it's cotton. It's made in Portugal, and I have seen some similar to this, but they usually run at least $25 with the insert. So I thought this was a really pretty nice gray that could go on my couch over the summer. So that was a good find as well. Okay, are you ready for this thrift haul? It's another great one. Friends, I normally haven't been finding a lot of stuff at garage sales locally. It was always a lot of clothes and, you know, maybe baby stuff. So if you were looking for that, you were in luck. But there were just garage sale signs everywhere. So I decided to go take a look. And I'm so glad I did, because some of them were a little bit down some winding roads. Some of them were more in town. And I found some great stuff. And also estate sales, of course. And also I popped into Goodwill and found a couple of things. First thing, this was at a garage sale, and I had shown you some baskets previously that I had gotten from this same sale, and they had lots of vintage gorgeous stuff. The first thing I spotted was this great pitcher. Again, it's the yesteryear's Marshall, Texas, hand turned, it says, and it's a really large pitcher, and that was $10. And I happily paid that because there's no chips. I'm even, just out of habit, I'm still running my fingers around it. There's no chips. She did have one that had lots of cracks in it, and I passed on that one.
And it was too bad because it was another nice size one. So that was the first thing. And she actually had a small one too that I paid $5 for. And it does not have the same marking on it, but again, it's the blue crockery, blue and sort of gray or cream color crockery. Really excellent condition, no chips. So that was a great start at that garage sale. I also found this cute little piece of fabric. It is hemmed on the edges, but I thought in the summer this would be pretty just thrown over the table outside or for a picnic or something. And I had gotten quite a few thrift hauls back at Goodwill, some fabric that had blue and sort of a yellowy color in it, so I thought that would work really nicely with it. So that was, I believe, $1. Got 2 curtain panels, and it's a real pretty golden, sort of a paisley print, and it's a nice fabric. I'm trying to remember if I had seen a tag. I thought I had seen a tag, and it was like, they're 100% cotton. They're made in Pakistan. So I don't know, I thought I had seen a tag, but it's got this kind of tabs on it here. Again, it reminds me of something that you could pick up at World Market or somewhere like that. So 2 of those panels. I also found these candlesticks, and these are made in India. And they're really tall. You can see how tall they are. There's 1, 2, and these are not exactly alike. You can see 2, and then I think the other one, I got 3 in total. I think the other one looks just like this one. So that is a set of 2. But then they had this one in there also, which I didn't mind that they were mixed up like that. I got them for $2 a piece, which I thought was a great deal. Let's see if I can hold all 3 of them up, which I thought was a great deal for $6. I thought they were really beautiful. They're sort of that tarnished silver kind of look. Look how cute. I'm not really that into miniatures, but these were just too cute to pass up. These are little swans, and I paid $2 for all 3 of those. You can see they're each just slightly different. They look vintage, but not sure if they are, but they look like they have a bit of patina on them, and where they say made in Korea on one of them, 2 of them say made in Korea. And they're just really cute. And one more thing I found at that garage sale, other than a big basket that I had already shown you, was this little tea set, sort of an Asian inspired little tea set. Here's the teapot, and the lid comes off, sort of a pottery look to it. No chipping, not much wear, bamboo handle. What I liked the most though were the cups. So here's one, and it even has some detail painting on the inside, which I love. I don't see any kind of marks on them so far, but that had that blue and now sort of this pinky terracotta, and then a yellow, and then a green. And I just love these little cups for your Chinese tea or Japanese tea. It's so good. Like I said, my oldest son is really into the tea, and he uses these little small cups. So I've kind of gotten used to them because you do multiple pourings. And I paid $3 for that whole set. And it also came in this little basket, this little wire basket. And that was included with the set. I don't think it was originally with it, but it's a cute little basket. Now at another garage sale, I found these little paintings. They were hand painted by, hand painted by this man's mother. She was born in 1937. They're on like little pieces of wood. I'm not sure if they're oil or acrylic. I feel like they might be acrylic, but I thought that was so pretty. So for this little picture in the frame was $1. This little picture was 50 cents. It didn't have a frame, but the detail on it was just, she did a really nice job. I'm trying to match up my frames here. Here was another sort of monochromatic scene with the frame that was $1. And I thought it would be really pretty if you hung these two. I thought it'd be pretty if you hung these two together even, since they're kind of similar. Sort of a winter scene. And then something totally different was the floral. Reminds me of sort of like a Georgia O'Keeffe. Just highlighting the picture. Really pretty. And then it was more of a summer scene. And that is all hand painted, a lot of detail. I told him that his mom was really talented. It was in this older home and there was nobody there except one truck. And I was a little nervous and I was on the phone with my husband, Rob. And I said, stay on the phone with me. I'm walking inside this house and it doesn't seem like anybody's here. And so I was a little nervous, but I walked in and it was the man and his granddaughter were holding this estate sale, and it was fine. I don't recommend doing that, just for disclaimer. Okay, and I have a couple of Goodwill finds. I found this green sort of a sweater throw. It's in really good condition. You know how sometimes these sweatery things can pill up really bad? It's not like that at all. I usually pass on these, but this is really soft and I love the print on it. And of course I would love it more if it was black and white or gray and white, but I really love the green. I think it will go year round and be very pretty with other neutrals and even with some color that I might be putting in the house. And then I found a book. I had listened to a podcast of this woman interviewed, and How a House Built a Family Rise, a memoir by Kara Brookins. And she had come out of a very abusive marriage, and her little family, I think her youngest was just a toddler, they came out of it with really nothing, and they built a house by watching YouTube videos, and they did get some help from her parents and stuff, but they DIY'd a house from the ground up, and she said it just really built their family and their relationship and made them feel really empowered. It was a really neat interview, so I thought, why not? I found the hardcover book for $2, so maybe over the summer, if we have some quiet days, I'll do some reading. The next thing from Goodwill was this little change purse. Or I don't know, would you call it a change purse? A little makeup bag. It's sort of very rock and roll. It's cute though. It's got all different flags on it. And it's got some little metal studs there. But it's in excellent condition and it's almost like a rubberized feel to it. And that was $2, I believe. And it was in great shape. So I thought those little bags come in handy for inside your purse, either a little makeup bag or, like I said, a money bag. Sometimes we'll keep receipts in something like this. So we grabbed it because it was cute. The next piece I found was this boho piece. It looks like something made in India. It reminds me of the red, sort of burgundy red one that I had gotten before. Although this one's more of a wall hanging or possibly a table cloth or something like that, but it is very pretty. I just love all the neutrals in it, and with a boho style. that other red one with the pillowcases did sell in my booth. I know there were a couple of people that really liked that one. So I really thought this was in a similar kind of look and just so neutral and could be a great wall hanging. Okay, so I think the rest of my stuff is estate sale finds. And the first thing I found was this shoe cleaning kit, and it's got marked prices, but I got 10% off the first day, and then some estate sales I went to on Saturday were 25% off and some were 50% off. So I'm just gonna tell you the full price, and I got discounts off of those. So I thought this was really cute. It's got the brush, the old brush in there. And I've seen people putting postcards or pictures and stuff in them sitting up like that. But this needs cleaning, clearly. But I thought it was really cute, and look, Ronald, 1955. I think it's been around since then. Really cool. Has some really neat compartments on the inside, but this could be really fun in farmhouse or cottage, sort of retro style. And that was marked $10, but I remember I got 10% off of that, so that was $9. I also found in an estate sale this great cloche, and it's just like my bigger Bamboo Company ones, just really well made and thick on the top, blown glass. You can see where they cut the piece off the glass, and then it had this little wood carved base with a little bit of a riser on it, and that was at a 25% off price, and that was $7, but then the 25% off. This was also at that sale, 25% off, and it says Johnson Brothers England, and it has a $45 price tag on the bottom. That's what Rob thought it was, but I said, no, look at the top, $7. And then I got 25% off of that. And I haven't even washed it yet. So this is it in its state of needing a little bit of a scrubbing, but I think it's just a very pretty shape and a nice size. And along that same line, I got this cute little, it doesn't have a marking, real cute farmhouse pitcher, $4, 25% off of that. No chips at all, sort of rustic wooden handle with the screws. How cute is it? I mean, you can't get more farmhouse than that. So cute. And you guys, give me all the green. Look at this piece. I picked it up, put it down, picked it up, put it down. And it's a good thing I put it aside and kept it. It was $14 with the 25% off because it got busy right after we got there. And I mean, people were swarming and just grabbing things up. And when we first got there, it wasn't real busy. So I kind of had time to put things down, think about them, pick them up. And that's what I did with this. And it is marked USA. And it's got a number on it. I haven't tried to look it up or do anything with it yet. But the green color just kept calling to me, of course. And the size, it's huge. I don't know that I'll ever use it for a coffee pot or teapot, but I just might. It's so pretty. It would be fun to use. And then at a sale, I got this for $2. Again, I picked it up, put it down, picked it up, put it down, because it wasn't any kind of willow or anything I recognized. But then I looked on the back and it's Colonial, well, I'll get it out, Colonial Williamsburg Townscape Toile. And that's probably something that was bought in Colonial Williamsburg as sort of a keepsake or what have you. But I just thought it was so pretty. The blue and white always gets me, so there you go. And more blue and white, this time the spatterware. And I paid, I believe it was $3 on this, but I thought it was a nice size little dish. And I don't know if you can actually bake in this. I know at this War Eagle Mill that's near us, they sell all kinds of this stuff. And I think they do promote it as actual bakeware, but I wouldn't know for sure on this. It doesn't have any markings or anything like that, but I just thought it was so pretty and so farmhouse that I went ahead and grabbed it. I also grabbed this French Country. I guarantee this is vintage. It says, what does it say on that? Mail and pens and pencils. And it's got the fleur-de-lis in a little bit of a gold. And it's sort of a mustard yellow color. And I paid $3 for that set. And it was 10% off of that the first day of the sale. And I just thought, really cute for a little home office or even a little plant. Probably would put an artificial plant since this is kind of a heavy cardboard, and just cute. Just a nice French country touch. And you know me and my dishes. I found some gorgeous hand-painted pottery. It's called Golden Jasmine. One of the world's most beautiful nature, well, blah, blah, blah. It talks about it a little bit on the back there. And for the 4, it was $8 and then 10% off of that. So there were 3 this size. Okay, that's sort of almost salad bowl size, but a generous salad bowl size. You can see, I always put it next to my head. And then a little bit bigger one. So probably a serving bowl, and these are salad or shallow soup bowls or considered plates, I'm not sure, but just really pretty. And the painting, I can't get over the hand painting on the pottery. It's just, I don't know, I think the primitiveness of it, the simplicity of it, just really makes me happy. It just feels completely cottage to me when I see something like this. Then I will always go for some great sewing supplies. These have gotten really pricey. I used to have some really big ones and I got rid of them a long time ago, like quilter size, and now I look at the prices and just about flip. This was $1 and this one was $2, and it's got the nice screw, you know, closure tightener. What do you call that? The screw thing, and then this is that way. And what I like about it is a lot of people are, especially in the cottage core, if you're paying attention to that at all, a lot of people are just putting fabric in these, or they're putting actual cross stitch pieces or whatever, but they're using these as frames. So it's really cute. It's sort of the granny chic kind of look. And so I thought of that when I got these. Okay, so of course, you know, I'm always on the lookout for my vintage books that I just love so much. These were in the half off day. One was $2, so it would have been $1. This was $4, so it would have been $2. And these are just gorgeous little hymn books, song books. Woo, that one's even got some loose pages, obviously. These are very old. Let's see what year. See if I can tell what year. This one's, the pages are really, oh, March 6, 1916. It's got a stamp in the front. Copyright 1906. 1906 on this one. Oh my goodness. And then the Abridged Academy Songbook. It's a little bit bigger. It's a little bit better condition as far as there's no pages missing. This says when purchased 1912. So very similar. Looked like only that one page was loose on this one, but really neat vintage books. Gosh, beautiful. Then I found, I love these just little golden book collector's guides. They remind me of the little observer books, like field guides kind of. And this one is on mammals, and that was $1. All of these that I'm about to show you were $1 a piece, and they're kind of smaller in size. They're so cute. This one is Gateway Series Van Dyke Silas Marner Craw. Yeah, 1903. Copyright 1903 on that one. And these were at 2 different estate sales, which is really neat. So this one's Ivanhoe, and it's got somebody's initials or name written on there and a little bit of writing on the front. It's not in the best condition, but being that it was just this little small novel, I really couldn't resist. It says 1899 and 1919 were when this was put out, so I can see why it's a little worn. And then this one is Century Handbook of Writing. Ooh, look at the neat inside there. I know there's some book nerds out there. That's the only reason I'm really getting into these. 1923. There's some other people that just love to look at these vintage books like I do. The Pony Rider Boys in the Grand Canyon. So this is a little children's little novel from 1912 on that one. So I got some beautiful old books. I really love those. And along that same line, I got these cute little onyx bookends. And they're kind of heavy. They're sort of the siesta guy with the sombrero on. Really cute. And those were on half off day. I got them for $9 for the half off price. And you can see how they would go that way. Or you could put them that way probably. Really cute. I did find some seashells. I had showed you this basket before, but I found shells and those were about $6 for all of them. And there were some big ones in there and I just, you know, I love them. I love them, love them. And there was some sand dollars in there. Really pretty stuff. Then the wood pieces. Okay, we went to this one estate sale and the whole garage had all these different wood pieces, and I realized as I was looking around that these were all handmade by whoever the occupant was or had been, and this was just sort of a bud face, but you can see it's really tall and big and it's turned on a lathe, and that was $5, but then it was 25% off that day. So that was one piece that I got. Then I found a few more. You've seen this tray before. This is a rattan tray, but these were all handmade and they were either $2 or $3 a piece with 25% off. So I got these two sort of squared off ones and they look like they're out of different kinds of wood. This shape, but there were several of those. I got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of those, but actually I got one more of the sort of squared off ones. So I got 3 of those and 11 of these sort of little salad bowls. And you can see they vary in the wood colors, which I absolutely loved. So, and they definitely look older because they've got a great patina on them. They almost look like they've been used, but they're not super scratched up or beat up or anything. Now next I got at 2 different places. I talked about how I tend to find things at different places in sort of categories. And these are the great Aladdin thermoses in excellent condition, really pretty colors. They were each $3, but I think I got one at a half off sale and one at a 25% off sale. But gosh, I remember these probably from the 70s. I remember this kind of lid, and it was so exciting because you could take hot soup in them in your lunch. So that was always fun, even though I grew up in a fairly warm climate, so we didn't do a ton of hot soup. But that was sort of a brown and red on there. And I mean, it's in really excellent condition. And this one is the blue with the silver rim there and sort of a mint green top. And this one's probably my favorite. And there's the inside. They're just in great condition. And it's just funny how I found them in different places. And they were priced the same, but a different percentage off. Next, I found this great bucket. I think it's called a coal scuttle, if I'm not mistaken. And it's got that great lip shape in the front. And you can see it up close. And that was $5, 10% off. On the first day, it's got a nice little handle back here. But I just thought it was in really nice shape and just a really neat piece for farmhouse or cottage style. And we have a fireplace, so I won't be putting coal in there, but this would be great for kindling wood or something like that. And then it also had a really neat little shovel in there that was $2. And I thought that was great for ashes. Maybe that's more what this is for. I don't know. I just know I've seen them before. but I don't know exactly how they were used. We also found this little biscuit cutter and just thought it was really cute, and we were buying some other things and this wasn't priced and she just threw it in, so that was a freebie. And I also found, guess what, some of this great silver plate. This looks like either a butter or cheese knife. It's got the handle one way and then it sits the opposite way, so like if you sit it down it doesn't flip over on you. Really neat. That was $1. I think each of these were about $1 a serving piece, but it's a little bit different. It's squared off so that like for lemon, I was thinking for like lemon bars because we like our lemon bars around here. These are gorgeous. All three of these were just beautiful. Let's see if I can hold them up at the same time. They've got really long handles and they're all a little bit different. You got a solid spoon, you got a spoon with some holes in it, and then almost like the fork spoon, but great for all kinds of serving and salads and stuff. And then some great sort of tongs. The other ones that I had bought they had an issue. They came apart in the middle and they just weren't usable anymore. So I was really happy to find these. Next are some more metals. After that silver plate, I found some copper and I'm gonna show you what I found. Found this little guy. He's actually not that little. So great for plants or any kind of storage. I did pay up a little bit on these, but it was on a 25% off day and I knew they would be gone if I tried to go back the next day for half off. This was $15 and you can see it's got the lion head holding the ring and the feet, and it's the mix of the sort of hammered copper and the brass. You can see how it's put in there. Really pretty. So I got that in that size, and I think this is how they got me because they had a bigger size too, and I just loved it. And again, let me show it to you up close. So this was $25 and then 25% off, which was a little pricey, but these are full copper from what I can tell. They're not lined, they're not lightweight like aluminum. So I feel like they are either a good copper plate or copper. They're not just like sort of painted on. You can find those that either the plating is really, really thin or it's just sort of a paint, it's sort of a metallic paint. And these seem pretty heavy and in nice condition. And so I thought, well, I don't know that I could get them at that price new or in a flea market in an antique store or something. So I went ahead and got those. And then there was one more that was not exactly like that one. This one was $17 and then the 25% off. But again, the mixed brass with the copper, which I absolutely love. And I just couldn't help but think about houseplants in these because I have so many, and I just thought these on a shelf. And I just love to group things because I think they make such an impact and are just so beautiful when you put a grouping together. But really this could stand on its own. Let's be honest here. That's beautiful all on its own. Maybe in your kitchen, on top of your fridge, or something with some stems coming out of it or something like that. But so yeah, I got those three and I was happy about it. Then these little brass candlesticks, they're really cute. They were $7 and then 25% off, and they're a nice size. They're not huge. They're just cute and kind of petite and would be very nice for a bedside table or on a bookshelf or mixed in with other more chunky brass pieces. So I grabbed those. I think these classic brass candlesticks can go with just about any kind of style. And I got this $3 bowl, 25% off. It says India on the back, and it's heavy and it is gorgeous. I just thought that was such a pretty bowl. And I guess I'm kind of a bowl addict. I tend to really like bowls. I don't know what that's about, but I like the way they stack, I like the way they look, and of course they're so useful for so many different things. Then for some reason I found bells, and I found more than just these couple, but these are brass bells, and I thought they were just way cute. I just love the sound they make. And they were $3 a piece, but then I got 10% off each of those. And then the person that was running the estate sale, we've kind of gotten to know each other. I've been to a lot of her sales. She's like, did you see the ones on the garage wall out there? And these were $5, well, they would be $4.50, but they're on this really old leather, and they're sort of like jingle bells. But I thought these would be just so pretty, even laying over a stack of books or on a wreath, even at Christmas, would be beautiful. And just even hanging up, I think it would be just a nice accessory piece that looks vintage, brings a touch of vintage. And then I actually found a couple of pictures. The first one was at a garage sale, and I paid $6 for it, and it's really big, and it's got a pine frame. And I loved the white house with the beach scene in the back, and just something about it. It is just a print, but it was really well done. And for $6, I thought, I may be able to find a place for that. So I hope you enjoyed this haul. It was quite a variety of things and quite a variety of places that I went. But as always, it was really fun. We're starting to get some beautiful spring going into summer days, and I figure just make hay while the sun shines, right? Okay, so are you ready to see what I got? The main thing I got from these flea markets and little boutique shops out in Prairie Grove was inspiration, ideas, just kind of sparks my creativity, and that's the main reason I love to go out there, other than of course the awesome bakery. But at Southern Mercantile, what I found, I have a small little book budget, and I like to buy design books or gardening books or herb books when I find them at a good price. And one vendor at Southern Mercantile just had some great stuff that I couldn't resist. So I ended up getting this Rachel Ashwell book. These are hardcover design books, and they just give me a lot of inspiration and ideas. This one is her Couture Prairie and Flea Market Treasures, and you can see it's just a beautiful book with a lot of ideas. I've always liked Rachel Ashwell. I don't really decorate shabby chic as feminine as she does, but I do love a little bit of course, the chippy furniture, some of the faded florals, just some of the well-worn, beautiful pieces I like to add in. So I got these at about half price of what they would be full price. So I think I paid $15 maybe for that one. And then I got another one of hers that was Shabby Chic Inspiration and Beautiful Spaces. And I used to have a lot of her earlier books, and I ended up passing them on to someone else, and I kind of regret it because I really liked to thumb through those and get ideas and inspiration. But these have been great, and I've just been absorbing from them and enjoying them. And then I found Perfect English Farmhouse, and this is by Ross Byam Shaw, which is a new person to me. I have not seen this book before, but it was just so gorgeous. The inspiration, it's the, you know, the quintessential English country home. I have just really been staring at these pictures and reading all the little tidbits. So that was a great one. Again, I paid about $15 for all of these, and for each of these rather. And then I got a Cabbages and Roses, which I've always been a fan of, and Living Life Beautifully. And I found something else that looked very Cabbages and Roses,
at the other flea market that I'll show you in just a minute. But oh my goodness, so much design inspiration in here. And just beautiful styling ideas and just ideas to make yourself happy, right? It makes me happy anyway. I don't know why interior design and home decor does that. Vintage items do that. It's just something I enjoy, and you know, I don't apologize for it anymore. It's served me well over the years as a mom and a wife and making a cozy home, so I don't feel too bad about it. Okay, so also at Southern Mercantile, we got these gorgeous urns that are concrete. It was kind of hard to get a picture of them in the sunlight out here in the morning, but they come up to almost up to my knee. They're really a nice size. Okay, are you ready for the haul? I just showed a small amount of the shop with me part because these other places that I got things are places that I had already shown you, and I wanted to get to the good stuff. So I'm just gonna start with the things that I found at this garage sale slash, they called it an estate sale, but it was more like a garage sale or a warehouse sale or something. And I have everything wrapped up in a box, so there's gonna be some paper crinkling. And the first thing that I found was just this really pretty fern print. I loved, of course, the chippy white frame. And you can see I paid $1 for it. And it's actually a blue fern, and I think it'll mix well with quite a few prints that I have. I have those Audubon prints and stuff, and I was gonna mix a little bit in with that. So I loved that find. Not everything I found was vintage. Some was and some wasn't, but I'm not opposed to new items if they're the right price and I like them. People ask what I look for in certain things, and I don't look for any certain pedigree or age or anything. I just, if I like it and it fits my style, then I grab it. And especially if the price is right. Okay, next. Okay, this is kind of like Christmas for me. It's even in Christmas wrap because it's been a couple weeks since I went and I don't remember everything. This was just a plain pottery crock and it was $2. And I always love these just basic crocks for plants or just anything looks great in them. And also a lot of people do the stamping or the IOD transfers and stamps and stuff, and I haven't tried that yet. I have a couple and I would like to try that. So for $2 I thought this is a cute vintage crock. Next, what I found was I found some blue and white things, and those always catch my eye. And I found this piece for $5. I'm gonna show it to you up close. It's got the windmill scene on it. It looked like the Delftware type of pottery to me. Now it says, I'll show you the bottom. Rington's Limited Tea Merchants, Newcastle on Tyne, I believe. And it looks like it has some wear to it. I believe it's possibly vintage, but I just loved it. They used all these old store stickers. A lot of them say fabric and stuff. Were these beautiful little, I think they say mustard. It says England on the bottom. And I think somewhere it said that these were mustard jars. And again, with the windmill pattern. So pretty. I thought they were cute for just little water glasses. Let's see. I think I paid $1 for these. I don't see the price. Yes, Dutch grained mustard. Export by, it's from the Netherlands. You can see it's still got the tag there, and that's how I knew. These were little mustard jars, and I always like to hold them up next to me so you can kind of see the size. So cute. And I got 4 of those for, I think they were $1 a piece. I don't see a price on them here, but I think they were $1 a piece. And I just think they're beautiful, and they don't have any cracks or chips or anything. They were in excellent condition. Next, I found, these were $2 each, I believe, or I can't remember if it was for the set or they were each. It was probably the set, but these are these great milk glass, and these are marked Fenton. These are the Fenton glass hobnail, really pretty, no chips, no problems. And I really like it that they're kind of lower, which are really nice for dinner. I do use the higher candlesticks for if we're having dinner. It's just so nice to light a couple candles. I don't burn a lot of candles. I like to burn, or I like to use my essential oil diffuser more, because I just don't like the paraffin candles and what they, you know, off gas into your house. But for dinner, our candles and burning those just during dinner time. And also you can get, the soy are not as bad, but I especially love the beeswax candles. And these were just such a pretty find, I think. I know that milk glass, I know people here that watch are a yes on the milk glass, but unfortunately it's just not as popular as it once was. But I think everything goes in a cycle, and I think it'll come back around. But right now I see in flea markets and such whole cabinets full of milk glass, and it just doesn't seem to be moving really fast. But I just love the white, and I think it's a pretty classic and vintage style, so I think it'll come back around. And as I'm digging through the box, I find the other, yes, and there's $1 price tag on this one. I found the other 2 little jars. These would be great with candles in them also. Would be really cute. I may use these for Christmas decorations or even for spring. How pretty. Yes, spring will come. I have to keep reminding myself that. Most people have full Christmas decorations up, and I'm more of the, is it spring yet? Lots of paper. The next thing I found was a pottery, handmade pottery mug here, and that was $2. And this is a gift, so do you do any of your gift shopping out and about at estate sales and thrift stores? Let me know in the comments if you do. I do a little bit of it. If I find something that is, maybe I know someone that collects something, or they like the handmade pottery or something like that, then I will definitely keep an eye out and buy those things for gifts. Okay, next I did find a couple of blue and white plates. This is a Johnson Brothers, and I know this is a specific pattern that I know certain people collect. I can't remember the name of the pattern, but this was $1, and it's sort of more of a salad or dessert plate size, but no chips, excellent condition. And then I found this squared off one, which I thought was so unique and cute. And again, $1, no chips, no cracks, just beautiful, marked with Johnson Brothers on the back. It does say dishwasher, freezer, and microwave safe. So these are obviously newer. They're not necessarily, they could be vintage as far as, you know, older than 20 years, but they're definitely not turn of the century or anything like that. Okay, so then I went down to another sale that was down the street from this one, and I found this hand-carved wooden cross. Very, very pretty. And it's pretty large size. I think I paid $5 for that, but it was just so beautifully done. It almost looks like a teak wood or something. And I think this is, I can't tell if this is attached or all carved out of one. I think it's actually attached, but I just thought it was so nicely done and
felt really vintage, which I think it probably is. There's no markings or anything like that. Handmade by someone probably. Then I found these, and I was kind of laughing as I was putting them in the car because I know it's something that Rob would have, if he would have been with me, he wasn't with me, he would have tried to talk me out of. These were $1 a piece. And I love anything with the wicker. These are definitely vintage. I am sure these were probably out in a barn or something like that because they definitely are a little worse for wear and have some serious dust in them. But I just think they add so much texture, and they're just give that antique and vintage feel right away. And let's see, oh, there's a really neat lid on it on that one. This one is worse off than the other one by far, but you can see there's like a really nice amber glass piece under there. So if you ended up having to remove this wicker because of the state of it, then you've still got a nice amber jug under there, but I'm not going to take it off. I really like it. This was also from that same sale, and I found this trophy cup, which it's quite heavy. It doesn't have any engraving or anything on it. It does have some detail work and some definite wear to it. But I really like the oh, I just saw Dodge Incorporated, Los Angeles, Chicago, Newark, Miami. Z17. So I don't know, you guys, what do you think? I haven't looked anything up. I just have brought it in and it's been sitting in a box, but I just absolutely love the patina on it, obviously. And I think I'll definitely use this during Christmas decorations with some greenery out of there. What do you think of that? It's a nice size. I always love these trophy cups, and they're always super expensive, and I paid $2 for this one. So that was a great find. I was excited. Another cute little find was this little dog, and he is made in Japan. And I thought he was just really, really sweet. I'm always on the lookout for really cute little miniatures like this little dog. I'm actually always on the lookout for one that looks like our little Hazel, who passed away back in September, way too early. And so I'm always kind of looking to see if I can find one that looks like her. But this one was so cute, I couldn't resist. And I believe it was just $1 or $2. I can't remember how much I paid for that one, but it wasn't much at all. Next, I had stopped by the bins, and I usually don't have a whole lot of luck there, but I did find this sort of rusty, chippy heart. It was buried in the books that I was looking through, so otherwise I probably wouldn't have found it. But I just really liked the fact that it was weathered and worn, and I probably will use it on my shed door, or it may go in the Etsy. That's why I can't tell you always if something is definitely going to be in the Etsy, because I first and foremost, I'm shopping for my house or for gifts or friends or what have you. But if I can't find the place or it doesn't work, a lot of times I'll put it on the Etsy. Now, some things we buy just because we know that it's vintage and it's desirable or something, and we buy it specifically to go in the shop. This one, I'm not sure. I may put this on my shed door. I'm definitely going to put some greenery in it, and we'll see how that looks, or even on my front door. I think it's a really cute piece, and it was probably about $1 at the bins. Along those same rusty goodness lines was this little watering can, and it has that rust patina on it. This was from Goodwill, and it does
water does come out of it. It had quite a bit of rust when I first put it through it, but you could water with it, but I'm just thinking more decorative. You could put a sprig of something coming out of here, or just on its own, if you had a little collection of watering cans, or put it in a garden shed or garden room, or if you have lots of indoor plants. I mean, there's all kinds of reasons to have a cute little galvanized watering can like this, right? Then also at the bins, I happened to find some great books. I was kind of looking by color, and I found these red books. I think I've got this one upside down. I just like that they're vintage, and these were 50 cents a piece. And one of them is a dictionary, and another one is, this is very old. This is called The Mystery of Orcheval, and the other one's called Dragon Seed. And here they are from this side. You can see those nice pages on these older ones. And this one was from, I found so many books, you guys. This one needs some help on the binding. I also have one of my Dickens books that the binding is coming off like that, and I think I'm going to look into what kind of glue or how you're supposed to repair that. This one is from 1900. I don't know if you can see that. Looks like it was published in 1900. No wonder. Oh, copyright is 1871, and then another copyright in 1900. So I'm guessing this is probably from 1900. And I think my binding would be coming off too if I was from 1900. So I think it's holding up pretty well for that. And this one called Dragon Seed, I just love the pages on this one. Look at that. Looks like almost like handmade paper. Have you seen those journals with the handmade paper? They're just beautiful. And quite pricey, I might add. But I'm sure well worth it. And this is 1942. This one's from 1942. So quite a bit newer than that other one, but I think they look so great. This is just all faded and good, right? And then the dictionary is not nearly as old at 1986, but still definitely vintage. Definitely worn and patinaed. Since we're in kind of red books, this one's orange. So I found this at a different thrift shop, and this is Erica Wilson's embroidery book. And I just bought this for the content because it is a vintage book, I believe, but it's got all your stitches. It explains every type of sort of embroidery and needlework, so it's a really comprehensive sort of dictionary of needlework, which I really like. And I had been on the lookout for one of those. It's copyrighted 1973. So I had been on the lookout for something like this to practice my stitches I know that I could go on YouTube or on blogs and stuff, and those are super helpful to see someone do it. But sometimes you just want something slow. I don't know if that makes sense to everybody, but sometimes you just want to look at a book and try it on your own and just take it slow, like back in the day, right? Next, I found a whole lot of green books because I was just kind of looking for color. And I know maybe that's kind of going out of style, but I actually end up reading some of these vintage books, and I just love the patina and the age on them, and I'm just probably a hopeless book collector, period. So this first one is called Forever Amber, and it's got a really neat map and stuff in the beginning of London under Charles II. Sounds interesting. This is 1945, this one, and it was 50 cents at the bins. And this one is called Pirate's Purchase. This one was 1942, and that was 50 cents at the bins. Great Hymns of Faith. I really liked this one. And it says Eastgate Bible Chapel engraved on it. And trying to see when this would have been. Doesn't really show. But these remind me of the old hymn books that I grew up with. And it's definitely got some age and wear on it. So really pretty with these other green ones. And believe it or not, I sit down with my grandkids sometimes and go through these and say, hey, do you know this one? Do you know that one? And of course they don't know any of them because they don't sing any of the old hymns. So I like to try to teach them a verse or two. And then this one was Old Homestead Tales, Paddletail the Beaver and His Neighbors. How cute is that? And that is from, goodness, the pages are old. And I guess there's a series of these. And this one's from 1931. And this is volume 3. Volume 1 is the Bluebirds and Their Neighbors. Volume 2, the Mallards and Their Neighbors. Volume 3, Paddletail the Beaver and His Neighbors. And Volume 4, The Wild Creatures in Winter. So I think I may try to read this one with my grandson likes animal stories. So we might try to get a little bit through this one and see how he likes it. And that again was 50 cents at the bins. And I have a lot more books to show you. I just don't know if they're in arm's reach here. Okay, and then a couple more for we were actually at a big thrift store in Eureka Springs, and they were having half off of all their books. We just happened to go up there one afternoon. I think it was last Sunday. And of course I beelined to the books because they were half off, and I didn't realize I hadn't been there in a long time, and their book collection had way expanded, and just loved what I found. For $2, I found this Rodale's Organic Gardening, Encyclopedia of Organic Gardening, and I love all the Rodale books because I remember when they were just getting started back in the day. This is from 1959. Well, that's a bit before my time. But just love it. A nice comprehensive reference book, but again, the gorgeous green. I couldn't resist. And this one I only paid a couple bucks for also, and it is so cool. It is called Cunningham's Textbook of Anatomy, and it's from 1951. It is a textbook from 1951, and I know if you've watched my other thrift hauls, I had found a vintage Grey's Anatomy book. I think it was from 1970-ish or 71. And I just absolutely love these vintage anatomy books, having, you know, studied so much of this myself in college. I guess being a registered nurse, I think I've told you before that I am, and I just love the anatomy books. And I actually do like to, my granddaughter actually for a time really liked to look through the anatomy books, and I remember liking to look through them when I was a kid. So I like to have them around, and these are very comprehensive. I mean, I don't know what it wouldn't cover right now as far as human anatomy. Then I also found at that thrift store these cute little galvanized funnels, and those were $1 a piece. They have like a screw bottom on them, but I just thought they'd be so cute. I know a lot of people decorate hooks on their shelves and things like that, and or just to use them creatively to sit up this way and put different, you know, maybe greenery in them or a plant. There's just a lot of things that you could do with these. Or me, I would probably put them out in my garden shed and actually use them for things, but I just thought those were really cute for $1 each. Also from that same thrift store, I've been kind of on the hunt for some fabrics because I actually have bought some patterns, and I kind of wanted to get a little bit back into garment construction. Not anything too intense because I just haven't done it in such a while, but that's why I wanted to find and thrift some fabrics or even find vintage fabrics so that I could kind of play and have fun with that. And this is some yardage that I found. It's sort of a velvet, but it's not 100% cotton velvet, but it's got a really nice soft feel to it. I don't know what exactly I'm gonna do with this yet, but I just absolutely loved the color on that. It's sort of that blue-green, the sea salt. Do you guys remember the sea salt paint that was so popular for a while in the farmhouse style? And that's what it reminds me of, just that faded blue-green, just gorgeous. And I got a pretty good, I think I got 1.5 yards or 2 yards. So not sure what I'm gonna do with that yet. Give me some ideas in the comments. I thought of pillowcases, but then I thought I wanted to maybe do something in the way of a garment, but so I don't know what exactly I would do with that. Give me some ideas. And then this piece is a smaller piece, unfortunately, because I just adore it. I'm gonna show it to you up close. It's sort of that earthy, creamy brown that's really getting popular right now. And then I looked on the selvage here and it says Nettle Creek hand screened print. So I got just, oh, I don't know, maybe 1.5 yards of that. I probably have more, I have more of the velvet than I have of this, but I just thought this would be so cute for home decor projects, or even, it's lightweight, so it'd have to be sort of a summer little short sleeve shirt, would be super cute. And then always there's, you know, my little grandkids. There's plenty of people I could sew things for. So I've been kind of on the hunt for some bigger yardages of fabric. I had bought some that were smaller pieces that I could turn into quilts or just small home decor items and stuff, but I'm just kind of looking for bigger yardage so that I could experiment with some things. Okay, still going. There's a lot to get through. This was a little terrarium that I found, and it does have the bottom on it. And I'm going to show you, had this fake orchid in it, and it was just really dirty. And I just paid, I'm trying to think, I think I paid $3 for it, and I cleaned it all up. And I'm going to show you here what I ended up doing with it. I really like the amethyst in it better than a plant, and then I don't have to worry about it getting light and such. But I love a little terrarium, and this one has the actual leaded seams there. Sometimes they're not real well done, but I just really liked this one. It's heavier glass, so I thought that was a nice find. I couldn't resist this little cow planter, even though in the thrift store I just paid a few dollars for him, and in the thrift store he was just covered in dirt and there's no mark on it. It almost seems like somebody made it, but just so cute with a little plant, or I don't know what else you would put. Maybe if you had little spoons that you use for your tea or something like that, but he's a real cutie. Next was a little crock, no marking or anything, but it didn't have the lid, but I just always think these are collectible and usable, and like I said, they're fun to put the transfers on. And that has from Goodwill, a $2.92 price on it. Also found this really nice patinaed rolling pin. I know a lot of people collect those and put them in groups in those crocks or somewhere like that, and just that wood adds that touch of that organic feel. And I thought this was a really pretty one. I think I paid $2 on that. How gorgeous is this piece? I believe it's Mexican pottery. It's not marked, but it looks like something that you would find there. No chipping, really in nice condition, and the colors, is it not just beautiful? Let me show you this up close. It's kind of a dark brown, almost a black, and then you see the terracotta, and then you've got these gorgeous flowers, all hand painted, and it's in excellent condition, and I paid $2 for that. Then I found this little Talavera Mexican pottery vase, and this one is kind of more on the petite side, but really cute bud vase, or, you know, a few flowers just like on a bathroom counter, or just mixed in a grouping with other things. But the colors on it, again, so pretty. Excellent, perfect condition. No cracks or chips, or I always look for that. I know that some of the vintage or even antique pieces, the crazing is really popular and desirable, and occasionally they may have a chip here and there, but I really try to find things that aren't chipped up if I can help it. But some of them you're just using decoratively and you want that age on it, and you really can't even avoid it. Next were these Shiny Bright, and I was really surprised I found these for just about $1 because these are so popular. Now, I used to have just so many of them, and I would decorate my whole tree. I had pinks and blues and greens, and this was, gosh, a good 15 years ago or more, and I ended up passing all of those on because I got to where I didn't do as much Christmas decorating as I used to back in the day. But I'm gonna open these so you can see each of them, because these will be going on the Etsy. And so we've got this one here. And as far as I know, I've looked at all these, I don't see any kind of cracks or anything. Of course, there is the patina and the wear on them, definitely. I'm trying to get out of my light here so you don't pick that up. But they're all in really good shape. So that was a gold and blue, and the other one was sort of that light blue. This is a silver. You can see it's got the wearing down of the silver. It almost looks like the sky or something. It's really pretty. And then we've got another one that's got the star on it and the glitter. Really cute. So if you decorate with these kind of colors, this is another one that's almost the ombre look to it. It's sort of a blue but silvery blue. I know it's hard to tell in the camera sometimes, but that is a set of 5 of those in the original box. And the box does have a little bit of a hole in the cellophane here, but otherwise it's in good shape. So if you were wanting the box, also I know a lot of times people that collect these things, the box, it says 6 pieces West Germany right there. And now I have kind of a fun find, and it might surprise you. It's these wooden shoes, and I just love the faded paint on these. They're a nice size, but they were always used to hang on the wall from what I can tell, because they have these hooks. And on this one, it says Dad. And on this one, it says Mom. So I thought they were really cute. And then on the back, it's got Holland. And on the back of this one, it's got a different kind of marking on that. I'm not sure what that is. It's some kind of maker's mark possibly. But I thought these would just be so cute hanging, and use them for, of course, at Christmas, they would be amazing with any kind of greenery, or just as is, because it's almost the faded green and red there. But I also always am thinking of air plants coming out of them, or some sort of little plant in a pot. Of course, you'd have to protect the wood and everything. But then I was like, oh, why was I drawn to those? That's kind of a weird purchase. But then I just happened to see, I don't know if you go on Marion Parsons' Miss Mustard Seeds blog. I happen to go around to it every once in a while because I really like her and like her style. And sure enough, she's got a Christmas decoration picture up right now, and she's got 2 pairs of these up above it, up above a shelf, and it looked really cute. And I went, okay, that's validation enough for me that these just have a great patina to them. Okay, so not a home decor item, but I did find this cute little vintagey styled purse. You could just wear it on your shoulder or crossbody. And I loved the little chains on it. It's in really good shape, excellent condition. And just a little basic black purse when all you need is just your ID and your phone. This is big enough that you could fit your phone in it, but look at the cute chain work on it and the nice little clasp on the top. It's really cute. So that I paid, oh, I'm trying to remember, I think it was in the half off sale, so I paid just a couple dollars for it. And it looks like you can take the chains off also if you want just the handbag. And then along that same line, I found this actual vintage, I believe, and I am absolutely obsessed with it. I did pay $12 for it, but look at the clasp on there. Look at this tapestry looking fabric. It looks like possibly the 60s or the 70s to me. And it is in excellent condition. It doesn't have any kind of brand or anything that I could find. No tag, but I'm gonna show you. It's just excellent condition. Doesn't have any funny smells. You know, when you're going to look for clothing or purses or scarves or anything, you're always wanting to kind of give it the sniff test. But I just absolutely love this purse. It's a good size and the colors are just so kind of boho, and it could just go with so many different things. And I wear a lot of neutrals and stuff, so I thought it would be fun to jazz it up with the accessories like this. And I also found, I love hats, and I found this. I'm trying to think how much I paid for this one. Not a whole lot. Let me see. I washed it, and I have kind of a small head, but it might have shrunk up a little bit. But I just thought it was a fun hat. I especially love hats in the winter, and this houndstooth was just so cute. And we were debating back and forth. I'm going to come up close so you can see it. We were debating, we were holding it in different lights, and it was really hard to tell if it's brown and cream or black and cream, but I think I could wear it with either. So that I absolutely love about it too. Now, my daughter and I are going to go out this afternoon, and we're going to go thrifting for clothes and accessories and stuff. And I'm kind of wanting a jacket that I could wear with this. So I'm going to be on the lookout for that. I still have quite a few things to go. So I have some more books, but I also have, I was shocked to find this. There's one thrift store here in town that I usually don't find a lot of things, but then there'll be 1 or 2 things that are fantastic in there. And this is part of it. This is a piece. I have some pebbles in here because I had some things sitting in there, but that's a part of it. And you're gonna see what it is in a second. This is another part of it. Okay. And look at the patina on that brass. This is what I found. It's a scale, and I looked it up. It's heavy to hold, but I'm trying to show it to you. I looked it up, and from what I could find, it is an antique. It is an antique French wrought iron scale. And it is so beautiful. It does not have the little weights that go with it. And I looked around, and you can buy those separate if you actually wanted to weigh things on it. It would have been fun if that would have come with it. But I will take it just as is too. And I paid $35 for that. I actually was looking at it, and I asked at the thrift store if they were having any sales, and they were gonna have a half off sale, but not till the following week. And I thought, well, it might not be there. So I came home actually, and it was about closing time for the thrift store, and I kind of researched what that could be. I thought for sure it was a reproduction, and I thought, well, that might be too much to pay for a reproduction. But everything I found showed antique French scale, and they were in the 250, 350 range, 350 range. So needless to say, when they opened the next day, I went and grabbed that scale. This one is kind of a cottage core find, and it was just so cute. And I believe I paid $7. And this is actually wrapped around a brick. So it's a door stop. And look at the needle point on that. It's mushrooms, butterfly, and an owl. I mean, I don't know if you could get more 70s than those, but that is what's like super popular now. So I thought, how cute would that be, even up on a shelf, or to use as an actual doorstop upright like this. Just loved the colors on that. And I just thought it was something unusual. Okay, so I still have more books to share with you. So if you're a book lover or collector like I am, then you're gonna wanna watch this. We had found also up at that half off book sale, we found this Winston Churchill set, and they are just beautiful and in excellent condition. And it's the classic, A History of the English-Speaking Peoples. I know my youngest son read some of this in high school, and this is from 1967. I love the colors on these. We paid, I believe it was $2 a piece, yes, for these. I say we because that was kind of a Rob pick. He had found those. I was in the books for a while, and he was like cruising around the store checking everything out. Finally, he kind of came over to the books and realized what the attraction was. There were all these great vintage books. Now, this one is called Commerce and Industry, and it was black. I kind of got, these were back in the bins, I remember. So I had gotten these two black ones, and so that was 50 cents. So this one was copyright 1916. And I almost think it might have been a school book. Somebody had to read this in school because there's a little bit of handwriting in the beginning. But otherwise, it's in really excellent condition. And it's kind of fun to have those signatures and different things in there too. And then I found this Leaves of Gold. And I just liked the book itself, the way it's tied off. And this would be great to keep as is, or to get some of those handmade papers like I talked about and put them in here also. Let's see, I wonder if you could, I think you can undo it possibly. Yeah, it's just bound with the rope type stuff here. But it's got a lot of great stories in it. And I think it's like classic literature stuff. Let's see. Charity, the place of charity like that of God is everywhere. It's got some really neat stories in there and pages in there. And it's got gold on the beginning pages. And this is, oh, it's saying, it's an anthology of prayers, memorable phrases, inspirational verse, and prose from the best authors of the world, both ancient and modern.
And this is from 1963. It's copyright 1938 first, and the 12th printing is 1963, it looks like. So that's probably this book right here, 1963. Again, a great vintage book for 50 cents. And then I grabbed this picture Bible, again, 50 cents. My granddaughter loves comics, and I wanted to get this out and kind of casually have it hanging around, so maybe she'll pick it up and be interested. Then I kind of found my blue books. This one is Pilgrim's Progress, and then there's this one called Assignment in Brittany. And this Pilgrim's Progress was a really old one. There he is on the front. This one is copyright 1933, this edition. And it's in very good condition. In the front, has a little sticker there of who it belonged to before. And it's got her name in it. But the binding and everything are really in great condition. This one, look at the pages. Again, looks like the handmade paper. Just love that. And this one was from 1942, the copyright. Then I found a partial set of these. You might remember these from back when you were a kid if you're around my age. And again, I was gonna keep them around for the grand dude. Maybe he would like to hear some stories out of here since it's got some illustrations. I dug through those bins trying to find the complete set, and I just couldn't find any more, but these were 50 cents a piece, so I think well worth it. They're actually copyright 1957. And another set of children's books I found, someone was cleaning out. I got volume 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. Again, dug around, couldn't find all of them, but these were great. They're called American Heritage, and they're from 1969, and a lot of great articles in here, and just fun for a book collector or a kid's collection or an adult. So again, those were 50 cents a piece. And then last but definitely not least I got 2 of these enormous sweater pillows that were in excellent condition. You can see it's the really nice sweater on the front, and then almost a ticking stripe on the back, and they have a zipper, and they had the down-filled pillows on the inside, and these were $3 a piece at Goodwill. They were very clean. I brought them home. I washed the inserts and the cover on hot and dried them on hot, and they have been phenomenal for the cooler months here. They're very comfortable. And I found the tag on the inside, and it was I think it's called Willow and Bee or something like that. It's from Bed Bath & Beyond, and they're $40 pillows each. And these are like new. Somebody was just changing them out or moving or whatever. And then I also found a set of gray queen size sheets that I'm pretty sure also Bed Bath & Beyond. They were like brand new. We washed those up, and my daughter put them on her bed, and she said they're beautiful. There's not one thing wrong with them. Hi friends, we're here at the bins, and that's the Goodwill bins, and I wanted to just go ahead and show you what I got as we're loading it in the car. And is it worth shopping and going through bins of stuff until you find something good? I don't know, you tell me. We spent a total of $38, and so I won't be giving you individual prices, but we also have in the back, I bought a solid wood small bookshelf for $3, and then I bought this shabby chic line shower curtain, and it's really pretty floral for my house, but either I'll give it to my daughter to use, or I will use the material for like some spring little shirts for either my granddaughter or myself. The next thing I got is I actually found some more fabric, and this is a good 2 or 3, maybe even more yards of fabric. It's a yellow with a blue toile on that. And I found a 7 Brew hat, which is a local coffee place here. And all of these, I can wash that up in hot water and it'll be good to go. And then I found a shirt from Express for my son. And all their clothing is like $1.39 a pound, I believe. And then I found, just like still with the tags on, this scarf, and it just looked really comfy. Oh, there's traffic, sorry about that. And then I found the cutest little Cat and Jack, which is Target, I believe, and that is for my grandson. And I found a bunch of clothes. And I found a couple pair of jeans. One pair are J. Crew, and of course I didn't try them on, but we'll see. If they don't fit, I can pass them on to somebody else, and maybe they cost 50 cents. Then I found these 3 curtain panels, or no, there were 4, which I absolutely love the print on them. It's like just a creamy brown, and it's got the little curtain ring things on the back. I wanted them for my living room actually, but 4 is not enough, so I'm gonna find somewhere for them because they're super cute and they're lined. And then I found these. I thought they were so cute. I don't know if I'll use them, but I'm already thinking spring picnics, spring outside on the deck. There were 3 of them. There's one in the smaller size, and I could always take this netting stuff off and use these as wall baskets or something, but I think they're so cute. It's like a tulle netting. And then there were 2 this bigger size. And how cute to keep your bugs off of your food that you're bringing outside. Next thing is this nice vintage frame. I'm always looking for these that are made out of like the nicer molding. Sorry about that sun. But this is just a nice size. It's just chunky, nice wood. So I'll find something to do with that. Found another sort of wintry cute scarf. Let me show you that. It's just got a really nice texture on it, and it looks like new. It looks like really it wasn't even worn. I found this scarf, tassels on it, and it's really long. And it's a variation of red and green. It's more of almost an orangey red, burgundy red, and green. I found this really unusual stool, and I'm needing some more like little plant stools. So it goes together like so. And so it's collapsible. And I'm going to paint it, of course, and put a plant on it. Then I found this bamboo tray, and it needs a little sanding. I tell you what, I wouldn't have grabbed it if I didn't already have some things that I was going to be sanding. So I'm going to sand that down, and I'm going to use some Rub and Buff gold on the handles, and I think it'll be really pretty. I was really surprised that I found these wooden Christmas trees, and I really like these.
Does it say made in India?
It says made in India on them. I thought they were super cute. So those are a great find. And then Rob found and we're hoping it works. And the rest are books. We found all kinds of vintage books. Dickens. Found some really cool looking orange. Baptist hymnal. A lot of just neat books that will probably show up on the Etsy, so you'll be able to see them more there. But got some beautiful colors, some great vintage, and some really neat subject matters too. Hey, are you ready for an estate sale haul? I found some great stuff that I can't wait to share with you.
And I'm sorry about if there's a little bit of a hum sound in the background. Across the street, there are 3 guys blowing leaves. So I can hear it here. I don't know if the microphone picks it up, but now you'll know it's not a UFO on my front lawn or anything. So a lot of times with the estate sales, it's a little bit different than a thrift haul as far as from thrift stores and garage sales and such, because a lot of times the prices are a little bit higher, but the quality and the, what do you want to say, collectability of it is a lot higher. But just such unique finds. A lot of these estate sales we've been going to are from people that have been collectors for decades, and it's just real true treasure hunting. So I'm just gonna start right in. Let me just tell you some of the stuff I have. I've got some wood pieces. I've got some brass. We did go to an estate sale that the couple had lived in Saudi Arabia for quite an extended period of time, and they had some beautiful stuff there. And we actually went on the second day, and when things were half price, and there were still some things left. And so we got some great things there that I'm going to show you. The first thing I'm going to show you though is from that mid-century house, and it's this pottery platter. And this says, it just says Chris on the back. So it looks like somebody handmade this piece, but the glaze on it is really pretty. It's sort of a turquoise, and it kind of bleeds into a light blue and then a sort of a stone gray. Really pretty, and I really liked it because you don't often find a big pottery platter like this. Usually you'll find a smaller plate or a bowl, but the platter was so unique, and I paid $5 on this. Next, also from that mid-century sale, the prices were fairly high because it was one of the first days. I guess they were doing it for several weeks in a row. We never did go back. I wanted to. I need to check in to see if they're still going. But they had a room that had everything in it half off, and they said they were adding more things to it. And this was one of the things we found. And this was a vintage sort of jingle bells on a leather strap. And you can see they do the true jingle bell. I just love them. And I think we paid $1.50 on those. That was a great price on those. And you can see the nice patina on those. Next, we found this brass school bell. Hello, school's in session. Or it would be good for a dinner bell. Dinner time. It has a really pretty ring to it actually, and it's loud. And we paid $5 on that, and you can see gorgeous vintage patina. And it's fairly heavy brass here. Really like that piece. And then also from that mid-century house was this mortar and pestle. I always love a good mortar and pestle. This one is quite heavy brass again, and I don't see a marking on it. It's got some wording on it and such, so you can see it's kind of 1975. And then on this side it's got the RX, I can't read backwards, First American Pharmacy Journal, Secundum Artem or something it says on the bottom. But you can see, and it's quite heavy. And so we paid, this was in the half off room also, we paid $10 on that. Then there was a whole room of clothing, which I would love to go back and see. And what do you know, she wore my shoe size, and there were just boxes of brand new shoes in size 6.5 and 7, which is what I wear. And I ended up buying these cute little sort of rain boots. I don't know what brand these are, but they are brand new and they're just adorable green. So if anybody knows what kind these are, and I paid $5 on these. And then also we found the cutest little brass sort of miniature pitcher. Paid $2 on this. Let me show it to you up close. Paid $2, and it's got a lot of detail on that. Made in India. Show you that. So a cute little collectible if you do miniatures. You know what would look cute in this is some, I'm thinking matchsticks, and you hang that on a little hook somewhere by your, maybe by your fireplace or somewhere. That would be cute. And I think the last thing we got from that sale was this really sweet little crock piece. Here's the lid. It's again in those pretty caramely browns that seem to be coming back in just because they're so earthy and organic looking. This would be great for a butter keeper, or sugar bowl would be beautiful. And it is, oh, it's hard for me to read that. I'll hold it up and you see what you think. Maybe some of you would recognize that mark, but just a cute piece. It's definitely got some crazing. It's definitely an older piece with the crazing. Okay, next we went to an estate sale that we didn't have a lot of time. It was on a different day and we just had enough time to get out there. It was about 30 minutes away. It was still in our town, but it was out on the lake. And it's really fun to go to a lot of these houses because you just get around to the different towns and you see neighborhoods and such that you didn't see before. And when we pulled up, you could not tell, but when you walked up the sloped driveway, pure lake view. It was really stunning. So we looked around in this place, and what I ended up finding, even though it was kind of pricey, I found some copper pieces that were just really, really in great shape, just stunning, heavier pieces. I love it when they have the brass handles. So this was one, I feel like I paid $6 for this. I don't have the prices still on these. So they were $5 or $6 each. This one is just a, doesn't have sort of the bumps like the eggs holder bumps on there. Oh wait, here's the price. This one was actually 10. It was bigger, but look at the handle on that. And actually I paid less than 10 because he gave me a discount once I got up to the counter. This one's got a little dent on it right there, but not anything too crazy. And just so pretty. I know a lot of people hang these. I've been collecting the pans and they're hanging in my pantry. And just when you put this vintage copper up, it's just so warm and such a European farmhouse kind of look. And then I got one more that was, it's saying 12, but again, I got probably like a 25% discount off of those. But look, this is such a nice size and in such good shape, just beautiful shape. And there's the handles up close. I just love a good copper pot, and I know a lot of you do because you've told me that you do. But again, just trying to see these all hanging together. So that was a great deal there. I also got, oh, I'm getting a package delivered. I also got a shoe container. I don't know if my mailman wants to be on a haul video, but he is now. And I also got a shoe container for, actually 2 of them. They have like all these cubbies in them, and I got those for $15 for the pair. So again, something practical that I've been needing and looking for. So I really like for those finds as well as the vintage great finds. And then just at some random flea markets, we had found, we're always on the lookout for really pretty brass pieces. And these we found
And I don't remember how much we paid on these. I think it was $12 for the set, but look how beautiful they are. Very unique. I hadn't seen any like this. And again, I know I've said this before that I really like the lower candle holders for on the dinner table because you can get the shorter candles and then it's not just right in your face when you're sitting at the dinner table with other people. But I really love these little guys. They're heavy, they've got beautiful carving and beautiful patina on them. And then we found these set of 3 for $10, and I am just obsessed with these. They're so cool. And it says solid brass on the bottom, made in India. Look at that, with that twist. There's this size. Let me back up here. And this size. And let me see if I can get the other one. And then this size, just a bit taller. So they're staggered in size. Just such, again, beautiful patina, really unique. Not something you're gonna find just off the shelf somewhere. Very unique. So are you into finding the copper and brass pieces like we are lately? And I do love a good silver or silver plate piece as well. Okay, and for my last group of items, they were from that estate sale that we went to on the second day, and it was half off and things were mostly gone, but there was still quite a bit. And they were people that had lived overseas in Saudi Arabia and had a lot of things from there. Just beautiful stuff. So the first thing that I found was this brass trivet with the elephants, and it sits this way for your hot things, or I'm sure you could hang it on a wall or something if you wanted to, but I really like it for in the kitchen. And it's a nice heavy piece. Next we found this brass bowl. I can't even tell you how heavy and beautiful this is. I can't imagine how much I would have paid for this in a, you know, even if I could find it in a retail store. It's very thick and it's heavy, and just look at that patina on there. It looks like something from a very high-end store that imports antiques or what have you. And I'm trying to remember what we paid on this. Maybe $8 on this, between 8 and 10, something like that. And on the trivet, I'm not sure. These are 2 things that Rob picked out. It seems like if I pick it out, the prices stick with me, even if they're not on there. I tend to remember the prices, but if he picked it out, I tend to forget them because I never really even paid attention. So also we found even more beautiful brass. And this is one thing. They're these sort of stands. These could be a plant stand, this could be a cake stand, this could have candles, just decorative, used for anything. And you can see it's got some etching on it and sort of a lacy edge, and it's just beautiful. And I'll show you the close-up of the legs. Just really, really well done. There were 2 of those, and those were $12 each. You might be able to see, yeah, you can see this one doesn't have quite as much patina on it, so you can see sort of the etching on it a little better. But you can see the size of these. They're a nice size. And of course, my mind was thinking plants. Then, uh-oh, he lost one of his little cups. Was this great wooden piece, this camel. What do you think of this guy? Isn't he amazing? Paid 10 on this. And look at the detail and the carving. He's really big. Let me see, I'm gonna go back, yeah. Look how big that is. And it has these little side buckets that come off.
And just the beautiful wood patina on this is really worth having to me. I mean, it would just add that warmth and organic feel anywhere, any shelf, tabletop, wherever you might put it, countertop. Another wood piece that I thought was just so cute. I paid $3.50 on this, and it's just like probably a laser cut piece maybe because of those burn marks, and definitely I think vintage just based on looking up close at it. And such a cute piece. These sort of 70s themed items are so back in for a boho feel, or just to mix with your modern, or to mix with even farmhouse, just to change it up a little bit. These types of retro things are really getting popular. So just a cute piece to hang up in a bathroom or a bedroom. Be really cute in a kid's bedroom. This would be actually really cute in a nursery or somewhere like that also. More beautiful heavy brass. This is the pestle here. You can hear it makes a sound. It actually has a beautiful ring to it. And you can see up close the finish on it here. And on the inside, it's a heavy piece. I can't even tell you how heavy. And we paid $24 on that for both pieces. And you can see the size on that. It's a pretty good size. We've got this great little pig bank. It's got the stopper thing in it. It's heavy, and it's got the hole here. It's got the pig face and the little ears. You can see all the detail on this guy. And we almost left without him because he was $20, but at the very end, both of us really liked him and we grabbed him and put him up there. And you can see the size on this. The piggy bank that won't break. It seems like all the piggy banks we've always had tend to get broken. So this guy's not gonna get broken. Rob actually found this beautiful little made in Ireland Waterford crystal little ring holder, and it's just sparkly and gorgeous and just a real vintage feel, something for your dressing table or by your sink to take the rings off or whatever. Just a really pretty piece. And then of course, you know I love my baskets. So I found this one and I just really liked the shape and size of it. I thought it would be really handy in the kitchen or in my clothing closet. A lot of times I'll use baskets, and I just loved that it had that little bit of dark gray or black going through it. And I sort of just really like the patina finish on it. I think I paid $2 for that basket. And then I found these. You know I love a good basket find. These actually are very similar. This one's more squared off on the bottom. This one's rounded, a little bit more rounded. But I paid $12 for the big one and $8 for the small one. The patina, I just have to show you. It's hard to just get the feel for it. You can see. And I don't know what I'm using them for yet, but I think they're just beautiful. And this one is so big, I couldn't resist. But then this little guy, I thought would be just so cute for plants. I'm always thinking plants because I have a lot of them. And that was all that we found, other than I did find, and this was not an estate sale, it was Facebook Marketplace, but I did find this 6-gallon crock. And I paid $30 on that, and I think it's just a beauty. I do have a little collection of these going, and I'll definitely use those in Christmas decorations and such. But I looked up the value of that, and they're worth quite a bit more than that. So
I was happy with that find.
And what did I find? The first thing I found was this tray. It's got gold around the edges and a gorgeous decoupage scene, fruit scene, sort of fall fruits in a bread basket. I thought it was gorgeous for fall. I paid $15 for that, and you can see it could fit, I've got a little cappuccino cup on there, but it could fit coffee cups on it. It could fit a basket full of fruit or something like that. There's just so many ways to use trays in the cottage here that I really do like them, because they kind of corral things and make them feel less of a mess on a table or countertop. Next, I'm going to unwrap the other couple of things I found. And first were these gorgeous amber candle holders. I also found this vintage vase. Part of why I love thrifting is to find these older pottery pieces. It's in this moody, dark green. There's a lot of light on it here, but it's almost creepy with the pictures of the people on there. They almost look ghost-like, but it is so pretty, so much texture that I know I will use it. And here they are styled with some wildflowers that Rob had picked for me, had cut for me. And that's a thrifted lamp. And that is a desk that I found on Marketplace. That's a writing desk that will end up going in my bedroom. But I did not find my secretary desk that I wanted. But I did find some great vintage pieces for fall, and I can actually use these all year round. Hey, thanks for watching. For more of Free Range Cottage, be sure to like and subscribe. See you next time.